Hi guys, welcome back to the Paper Dungeon. I'm T-posing to assert my dominance over Aaron.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
All right. Hi, welcome back to episode 21 of the Paper Dungeon. We are super excited to have you guys here. As you guys can see, we don't have a few of our party members, as that is due to some of the last week's episode. So if you haven't watched last week's episode, there's a lot of stuff that went down in it, and you really need to go watch that episode before you watch this episode. And I'm telling you that now before I go into the description of last week's episode, so you don't get spoilers. So as much as we want the viewer count, go watch last week's episode. Bot is up, whole 9 yards, YouTube, all the things. Go watch that before you watch this. I don't care if you watched any of the rest of the campaign. Go watch that episode before you watch this episode.
It wasn't that good.
Don't listen to Aaron. He's wrong. But yeah, a couple of announcements. Be on the lookout for some new content coming out, hopefully in the near future. Possibly some potential Patreon stuff. We'll see. We don't want to drop too many hints, but potentials.
Did you say Patreon?
Potentially. We'll see. We're working towards it.
Calm down, Grant.
We're making moves together in the background. And yeah, also in case you guys didn't know, we do have some merch, and if you guys wanted to buy some of that, that'd be awesome. You don't have to by any means, but it would make us really happy. So, and we could use the good vibes in episodes like today. So yeah, anyway,
everything's great.
Everything is great. I think that's all we had to say, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go ahead and get started with this week's episode 21 of the Paper Dungeon.
Welcome to Nicomuras, a world full of sprawling cities and dark secrets. In the wake of the trial, a divine act of righteous judgment, the world has been launched into an era of rebirth. But there are those who still lust for darkness and ruin. Follow us across the continent of Talyra, from the deserts of Elon Ryan to the fields of Rivaluna. Deep in the Bloomrose Ocean and high above the Alisar Mountains, our story will see our adventurers through glory, fear, and fortune as they make their way through the Paper Dungeon.
All right. So, where we left off, our party had begun making their way south towards what they're hoping to find, the Scholar's Guide, an ancient library deep in the deserts of Elon Ryan. They were heading towards what is known as the Heart of the Desert, which is this large lake/oasis. It's where the majority of the cities in Elon Ryan kind of all lie on the outskirts of this oasis. And so they're starting to head down south to make their way through those cities and hopefully find the Scholar's Guide. As they began making their way down, they quickly began to be followed by these owl-esque creatures, mutated, standing about 20 feet tall with dark leathery wings, spines coming off of them, poofs of fur around their neck, and an owl-esque face. Instead of choosing to fight these creatures, they chose to choose the option of peace, at which point they allowed these creatures to simply guide them on their directions, hoping that these creatures would have a good intention for them, which it was unfortunately not true. These creatures began leading them, forcing them to run and exhaust themselves, began leading them into what was they discovered to be a deserted town, being chased on their heels by the army of Athala that Prasius had threatened them with, that Miss Renaya had seen in her vision not in her vision, but had been shown to by her patron Malice, and that Melora had been warned about by Prasius himself. They made their way into the village. They found the one place that was open. An older elderly man opened his door to them, at which point it was quickly revealed that he had a cellar or a basement, a place where the party could hide.
Convenient.
It was very convenient. The party immediately made their way down, trying to stay away from the guards, and quickly realized that they had entered into a maze, a labyrinth of sorts. After going through and finding several dead ends, they began making their way forward before eventually, through the use of a trap, they were separated, a wall shut between them, causing Edward, Renaya, and Tarak to make their way forward, the path that they were going, and Catherine, Melora, and Havel to have to find their own way. Managing to avoid different traps and maneuver through this labyrinth, they all eventually found themselves in a large octagonal room, about 100 feet in either direction, with 4 large diamond-shaped pillars that rose through the room from floor to ceiling, about 60 feet. A shield, a magical shield, quickly connected the pillars, separating the two halves of the room that the party was on. Cather, Havel, and Melora on the far side of it, and Renaya, Edward, and Tarak on the near side of it, on the southern side or the northern side. At which point it was revealed that the army that was chasing them could enter into the southern side with Tarak and all of them, and Prasius and his pet Cerberus, a two-headed Cerberus with wings, was able to enter into the northern side. They then engaged in combat, and after several rounds of going back and forth, Melora went down, followed by Cather, followed by Havel, which then resulted in eventually Havel's death. This then caused Renaya to go into a demonic state, releasing the patron within her. Edward was revealed that he needed to attack his father in order to drop the shields. Tarak was faced with 10 guards on his own, and then left to help Renaya. At which point Prasius then took Melora, realized that he had to take Cather, and left with them, disappearing into the night, as Edward's dad then also left, disappearing into the night. This left our party having to deal with Renaya and her demonic state for the next 6 hours, as Edward went through Havel's stuff and began the process of understanding who Havel was. They found a journal, some lasting thoughts, and a will was revealed. And that is where we're going to pick up with you guys, just coming off of the tail end of those 6 hours. Edward, you have been going through and making your way through a lot of Havel's stuff, trying to figure out ways that you can properly respect the body and who Havel was. About halfway through, Ginger did crawl up onto Havel's chest and has been slowly just laying there. Every once in a while, she'll look at Havel and tap his face or his neck and hope that he'll wake up. But yeah, while Tarak is wrestling Renaya, what are you doing? You're currently muted.
Nailed it.
Thanks,
Nice.
buddy. After reading through Havel's journal, Edward will actually take out his ink and on the front of the journal write entries of a martyr in big text. And then he'll flip to where his last entry was and turn one more page, and Edward will put the date on the top right corner, and he will write, on this day, the writer of this journal, named Havel, died as a martyr protecting his friends. I, Edward N. Fellows, son of Newgate Fellows, will continue the story from here. And then he will close the journal and put it in his bag.
Okay.
And then he will offer a hand to Ginger.
She looks up at you, kind of gives one last sniff and pat at Havel before slowly crawling onto your hand.
Edward will just kind of sit there looking at Ginger for a little bit. And then he'll, a little bit hesitantly, like, raise her up to his shoulder.
She slowly crawls onto your shoulder.
And he's wincing just a little bit, but he's powering through. He's a good, he's a champ. He's doing great.
Nice.
And then he'll take five, no, nay, not 5. He'll take but 20 coins
Okay.
from his own pouch and scatter them on his body. And he'll take some herbs that he has and also sprinkle them over his body. And he'll take out his blanket and lay it out next to Havel's body, and then he'll roll up Havel's body in that blanket. And he'll just leave Havel there for now, and he'll sit against the wall and start playing his lute.
As you start playing this lute, there is almost a scene laid out before you. You know in the second Spider-Man series when Stan Lee's in the library and Spider-Man's fighting what's his name? The lizard man, but Stan Lee's wearing the headphones and so he can't hear anything that's going on. That's what's going on. You're playing classical music as Tarak struggles and fights a demon in front of you.
I am Bob Rossing Renaya. In other words, I'm beating the devil out of it.
Tarak,
Yeah.
you, in these final hours, exhausted, beaten, wounded, come to hear this classical music just as the tail end of Renaya's transformation comes to be, and she slowly begins to transform back into herself.
Mm-hmm.
Cold, naked, afraid, whole 9 yards. She
Conscious? Unconscious.
She's currently
great.
yes, she's just waking up from consciousness.
Renaya. Your stuff's over there. Edward, stop playing the lute. We've got work to do.
How does Tarak look?
Beaten, bruised,
Cure
covered in
wounds.
Oh,
a lot of
frankly,
the
a waste of a spell slot.
a lot of these scars and scratches begin to heal and close.
11.
Oh, great. I'm almost up to full.
Nice.
Renai is just gonna look around. How's Edward look?
Edward put his lute back attached to the back of his pack, and that was kind of a bar. I was like, anyways, and he
Not the time for bars, Grant.
I know, I'm so sorry. But he's just silently kind of sitting there. He's looking at the floor, but he stands up and walks over quietly.
Does he look damaged at all?
No, he doesn't look at all.
Okay.
His vest is ripped.
Oh,
but
wow,
that's
what a
about all.
shame.
Does he get close?
Not close. He stands maybe 20 feet away, just kind of looking.
Renaya's trying to get up. Renaya does not look good in any way, shape, or form. Black eyes are back.
A lot of the muscle mass that she had as well has withered away. She looks very gaunt right now,
Oh, gosh.
kind of resembling the demonic form that she took, with the skin pulled tight over the bones with very little muscle. She's very, very pale. You can see her veins very clearly through what looks like very thin skin, as the very stark contrast between her black blood and her very pale white skin kind of exaggerates that difference. She has blood coming from her nose along the cuts on her face. She has cuts and scratches all over her body, and she looks like she's on the verge of throwing up.
She kind of stumbles to get up and is just gonna walk over to Edward, place a hand on the vest, and cast mending.
You don't have to do that.
It's already done.
Do you need medical assistance? You look
Horrible. Why did you wrap him?
Rap Havel?
Yeah.
Renaya, he didn't make it.
We don't. It's not over. It's not over yet.
No,
This-
I saw it with my own
No.
eyes.
No. I'm gonna start going and gathering my things.
Edward,
Yes, Tarak.
do you know what milkweed is?
Yes.
I need you to go up there and find me some.
Right now?
Yes. We're on the
Why?
clock, Edward.
Milkweed?
Edward, what I need from you right now, I need 3 things. 1, I need a second working mind. 2, I need a pair of hands. And 3, I need you to just shut up and do what I tell you. Go up, find me some milkweed, and get back here as fast as you can. Renaya, once you get your stuff back on, how capable of you of using a mortar and pestle?
I can do it.
Great, I need you to grind some bones for me.
I don't know what you're
Yeah.
up to, but I guess I'll get some milkweed.
Great. Step 3 is already going well.
I guess Edward goes. Well, here's one of the issues with going up, quote unquote, is we're in the middle of a labyrinth still, right?
There's an exit right over there, leads to a cliff face. I need you to climb up and get me some milkweed.
Okay, I'll do my best. And then I
Don't
guess...
fall and hurt yourself. I don't have enough time to heal 2 people.
Okay. So Edward goes out to try to find milkweed, I guess.
Okay, so which tunnel do you go down? The tunnel that Prizes
If you
came
could find
from?
normal milk, it would be better.
Now,
Or
Tarak
do you go
said
down
that,
the one your dad came down?
Tarak said that there was a doorway that led to a cliff.
Yes, both of those are doorways that lead to cliffs.
Gotcha. Then I'll go down the one we came from, probably.
You
Was
didn't
that one
come
of the
from
options?
either of these. These are there are the 2 doors that led to the labyrinth, and then there's the 2 other side doors that Prazius came from, or your dad and the army came from.
I'll go through the one that my dad wasn't in.
Okay, so the one that Prazius came through.
Yes.
Okay, so you begin heading down this massive tunnel, easily 30 feet high, probably about 30 feet wide. It's easily designed to allow for large transportation. You begin making your way down about 100-foot long tunnel before eventually coming to a large hole that goes up into the ground, only about 50 or so feet beneath the ground. And as you look up through the tunnel, you can see that there is a hillside that that the tunnel is just on the hole in the ground is just on the very bottom of it. So it's not going through the hill or anything like that, but that hill goes up over the labyrinth and the room that you're in and was built into it. And so you now look at a large 30-foot, or not 30-foot, 50-foot cliff in front of you.
Okay. Edward rubs his face a bit and says, Tarak's gone mad. And then he tries to climb the cliff.
All right, go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Please don't blow this, Grant. If I need any one thing from
Okay,
you right now, I
so-
need you to not blow it.
So you
Please.
said any one thing, and I stayed true to that. I did give you a 1. I rolled a 1.
Edward, I don't have time for your
So,
problems.
Listen,
Anyway,
it's not my fault.
you go up, grab one handhold,
Oh,
two
God.
handholds, 3, 4, 5. You manage to make your way up about 10 or so feet
Ow.
before you go and you step. You kind of come to a blank section in the wall, and you go to kind of push up on the small foothold to reach up and end up slipping, taking 4 points of falling damage as you
Nice.
fall back to the hard stone floor.
Okay. Owie.
Oh, ow.
All right. He says, "Oh," and then can I get up and just try one more time? Nope. Instead of trying one more time, I'm going to do this. Let me tell you this one thing and ask you this one thing. Can I observe the clip face to see if I can find a good path to take?
This is why we take you climbing, Grant.
He's
yeah,
looking
go
for
ahead,
the beta.
Go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Do. Oh, okay. That's a solid 10.
Okay. You start looking at the wall, trying to find a route, trying to figure out the beta for you climbers out there, and look at this really rather featureless face. But you do realize off to the right, there is a ladder built into the wall on the very, very, very far side of the tunnel, kind of tucked in the corner. But you do realize there is a ladder that goes up the face.
He says, "Oh, thank the gods, maybe they are real." And he walks over and starts climbing the ladder.
As a cleric in the
yeah,
party, is still an atheist. God
Yes.
dang it, Edward.
You make your way up the ladder and step onto the rolling fields that you know, the prairie land of Athala. Behind you, you can see a large hill, only probably about 30 feet high, but still giving you enough of the enough ground cover to cover the massive room beneath it that you now know is there. And you can see the town in the background, and you can see the guards. Oh, well, actually you can't because it's been 6 hours.
Goodness.
Yeah. But you can see rolling thunder and clouds coming in above you. Still light enough out that you can see, but kind of that like tinted color as a thunderstorm is coming upon you. You begin searching around. Go ahead and roll another investigation check for the milkweed.
Okay, that's a 13.
That's above a 10.
It's above a 10,
Yeah,
DJ.
you
It's
start
above a 10.
you start looking around and you start going through, and there's a little area of bushes and wildflowers, and you can come upon the recognizable bush of milkweed, the
Nice.
kind of bulbs of little flowers, little pink and white flowers. Yes, I did look up what milkweed looks like because it's an actual plant.
Wow.
Good job.
10 out of 10.
But
see
yeah,
you're
these little
prepared.
bulbs of tiny flowers, and you manage to pick several of them.
Yes, nice. I say, nice.
Nice.
And then he looks over at the clouds and says, "Why is it always raining here?" And then he climbs down the ladder back to the room
Okay.
and then returns to the main room.
Okay.
How
you
long did that
return-
take him?
That probably took you about 20 or so minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, Renaya, you have been picking up a lot of your stuff. It's kind of like the bigger items are spread out. Like your backpack's in one corner, your mace is in another corner. You managed to pick up your cloak, which is still in one piece. Your dress is torn a little bit, but some of your spare clothes are still there. And so, yeah, you managed to cover yourself and all that.
Mending on my dress, and then I want to look for my papers from Lada.
Oh, yeah, they're all in your backpack like they were.
Okay. Is there anything written?
Um, yes. On it, she says, "Run."
Oh, great. A little late.
I'll just write Lada question mark.
Oh, thank goodness. Are you all
Oh,
right?
thank goodness.
Big Pog.
Yes, Aaron, indeed.
Okay. Does anything else get written?
She asked if you were all right.
May needs some help.
I will do what I can.
She'll draw a little heart.
Aw.
A little heart goes back.
Okay. Then, have I gotten any more orders from Tarak?
Renaya, question.
Yeah.
Can Lotta raise the dead?
Okay, and can you raise the dead?
Not anymore.
No.
Figured we wouldn't be that lucky. Hey, question, DJ.
Yeah.
Am I able to draw stuff on the ground while taking a short rest? Is that too
Yeah,
physically taxing?
That's
Okay.
not physically exertion.
Okay, great. I also slide a mortar and pestle and take out all of the giant bone stuff that I gathered.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I need you to grind these into a fine powder.
Okay. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
Great. Also, I need to know everything that you have in your pack.
I just hand him my pack, and I'll send you a picture of everything I have.
Does Havel have any strong liquor in his belongings?
I think
That
they
seems
drank
like
the
a
last
Havel
of
Yeah.
thing.
I think they drank the last of it though. Right?
Oh, we all know
At
he's
Lada's
got to have a
house.
hidden stash. He's got to have a hidden stash.
I can't remember.
Got that boot shot. That
100%.
keeps in
Yeah,
there.
I check his boots.
Okay.
Those are the first. That's the first place I check.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that he still has some. He probably has like a
Great.
little flask of whiskey somewhere.
I don't need a whole lot. That's fair. Yeah, I start drawing a whole bunch of random circles, seemingly random circles. And that's mainly just for it's the prep phase.
Okay.
So other than that, I'll wait for Edward to come back.
All right. Yeah, not long later,
Um,
Edward comes back with some milkweed.
Renaya's gonna take the mortar and pestle and bones and stuff, and she's gonna go over to where Havel is. Look at
Okay.
it for a moment. And then just sit down and start working.
Okay. You begin grinding the bones, and you remember that this isn't the first time that you've ground bones like this. As part of several things in your past, you have done stuff like this before. So you go through the process of breaking it down from large chunks into medium chunks, and just slowly just refine it into smaller and smaller pieces that can eventually be ground in the mortar and pestle until you have a fine bone dust. It doesn't take too long. Yeah, you go through that process. At which point Edward does return with the milkweed.
Edward walks up to Tarak and said, Tarak, what in the blazes are you planning? I got you the milkweed, by the way. It took a lot of effort to get.
Perfect. You did very well. I need to rest for around an hour. I just fought a demon for like 6.
Yes, that makes
Sorry
sense.
about that.
Oh, you're fine. It gave me a lot of time to think.
Then you're welcome.
Maya. Are you okay now? What exactly happened? We don't have to talk about this now if you don't want, but it was startling.
Yeah, I know. We can talk about it later.
Okay.
Um, I need to do something too while Tarak rests. I'm proud of you.
For what?
You didn't run.
I guess I didn't. Well, I couldn't just leave you guys here.
Yes, you
I
could.
mean, I don't know how much good it did. We don't have Havel. I don't know where the others are, but
Yeah.
at least I'm still around.
We'll talk later.
That sounds good. I would also like to rest a bit, or
And then Renaya is actually going to unwrap Havel. And she's gonna kind of start to set up her ritual. But she's gonna take Havel's hand while she does it.
Like, you take Havel's hand, and hold it. It's still ever so slightly warm, just barely, but the cold is beginning to set in on his body. And you begin going through your ritual. Throughout the ritual, you hear these voices mocking you, chastising you, bombarding you with insults and terrible thoughts about how much of a horrible person you are for allowing such a terrible thing to happen, and that if you had just let them take control sooner, you could have saved him.
With each one, she just squeezes his hand tighter.
Okay. You all go through your short rest, about an hour long. If you need to roll hit dice, or if you'd like to roll hit dice, you're welcome to. You do get the effects of a short rest.
I'd like to use Song of Rest,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
will add 1d6 to everybody's HP, so let me roll that. And he'll still be playing his lute, singing here and there. So that's 5 that you get to add.
Nice.
Really? I'm at full. Towards the end of the short rest, just as we're finishing up, Track kind of sits up, takes a deep breath, and says, Edward, you wanted to know what I was planning. In the 6 hours before this, I had a lot of time to think, and there's a few things we know about Havel. One of which is he is a businessman who has a high tendency to make deals with people that he probably shouldn't. Meaning that most likely, his soul is quite the hot item, if I were to give it a name. And I might know a customer. In fact, we all haven't met him, but
So you're posing that there's some sort of wager for his life, some sort of
I would
reward,
almost guarantee it.
and you'd like to claim that reward? That seems a little unethical,
Oddly.
don't you think?
I'd like to take it off the table
And how do you plan to do that?
through this.
He points at the
Am
obscene display of random circles and arcane markings.
I back at this point?
You're just coming back, yeah.
Okay.
He will go over to the circles. As I said, the circles were just the prep phase. He takes... He says, actually, I realize that I don't have one. Edward, I need your dagger.
I guess, as long... Try not to scratch it or anything, and...
I don't know how I would scratch metal.
Wait, could we use one of Havel's daggers?
That would be great. I need a dagger.
Okay, and Edward will go over and to Havel's body and say, "Sorry, old chap," and take his dagger and walk back
Okay.
over and hand it to Tarak.
Yeah.
Great. Track will cut a long line down the back of his arm
Okay.
towards the end and follow it all the way to the end of his middle finger.
Ew.
And then he will begin to trace the circles that
Okay.
probably take up around a 25 foot diameter.
You take 11 HP of damage.
Done. I was prepared to take up to 50. Look, I mapped it out.
Look at it, it's 20 square feet. We'll roll a d20. That's how much damage you take. There you go.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
He then takes some stuff out of his pack. He sets both his and Renaya's sensor equidistant from the center on one of the circles. He takes out what appears to be 3 different types of wood from his pack. He takes the milkweed and in a small dish fills the dish. He basically drains the milkweed into the dish and then adds 3 drops of blood. Just does a whole bunch of ritual nonsense. He sets... Wow, thanks for yawning.
Sorry. I'm here.
He sets the incense in the censers. He lights it. All the while chanting some just absolute nonsense in Orcish for about 10 minutes. And he says, now, I can't guarantee that this will work. When I was being trained in my specific discipline, it wouldn't be uncommon for my people to summon the Fae for purposes of devising new poisons or diseases or anything of that sort. But I can't summon them. All I can do is basically give them a message and a location. So it would be relatively up to them as to whether or not they would want to go through. Now, I personally think that Havel's Fae Qatar, was it? Something like
I
that?
believe he said something of that sort.
Yes. Seems a rather playful fellow, so I hope it'll go through. I can't guarantee that he will be able to do anything either, and I also cannot guarantee any of our safety at any point in time for probably the next 2 hours. I also can't guarantee whether or not any negative effects will occur, rather to me or to anyone else. But I have high hopes.
Okay, so Renaya, do you understand what he's saying? I think I do.
If this doesn't work, what are you still at risk?
It's a good question.
Probably not. It would be a real shame if it didn't, though. That would be a real bummer.
So if I get this straight, you're planning on asking this Fey creature
Yep.
if he would grant us Havel's life back.
More or less.
Now, it sounds pretty unlikely, but considering what's been happening and the fact that we don't have many other options, knock yourself out. Do your thing.
I'd rather
what
stay
you can do.
cautious.
Sorry,
It's
what?
kind of hard to... Well, if I'm knocked out, then I can't perform the ritual.
It's a saying, Tarak. Knock yourself
Well,
out.
I
It means...
I know that you said it. It's not... That doesn't
Okay,
change.
we don't have to do this now.
Yes, we're in a time crunch. Great. Also,
Maybe in the
I-
meantime, while you try to do all of that hullabaloo, we could maybe try to find the others? And he looks at Renaya.
fair warning, they were carried off by Prosius and his 2-headed dog, most likely
What?
headed towards Athala.
And you just let them go like that?
No, I chased after them, but I can't fly.
Prosius can fly?
No, he has a flying two-headed dog. Did you not pay attention for anything of what
Listen.
happened the entirety of the past, like, day?
I had my own... There were things happening. Okay. So we've lost Catherine and Renaya. They're with Prosius.
I'm
No,
here.
we've lost Catherine Melora. Renaya's over there.
Hi.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, my mind is all frazzled.
I noticed.
So what are we to do?
Well,
What
I
could we
suggest
possibly do now?
you
This.
shut up, because I'm trying to get Havel back, and I'm on a time limit here.
Hey, okay.
Okay, we'll do it. What do we need to do now?
Well, it's all pretty much set up. I just say a couple words here and there, and for about 5 minutes, we hope. And if the 5 minutes pass, and 5 or 10, give or take, it depends. Milkweed isn't a great conduit. Other than that, if it doesn't show up, then nothing happens. And if he does, then we spend the next however long trying to convince a she.
Shall we hide?
I mean, you can if you'd like. Also, Renaya, there's a high chance. You know what? Never mind.
What?
Anything that I say, don't try to change it or convince me of anything. I've got to do some stuff, so it'll be fine.
Tarak.
Uh-huh. Time crunch. I did not. Yeah, we gotta go. I don't know why I did this. I've never owned a watch. I don't even know what that is.
We have things to discuss, so you better be here on the other end of this,
Oh,
okay?
I'm not going anywhere.
Alive?
I don't plan on dying.
Good enough. Okay.
Great. He takes a swig of the alcohol. One he swallows. He takes another one, and he spits it over the circle.
Mhm.
As he does, he throws the bone powder that Renaya made, and says, I call to you of the she Qatar. By oak and ash and thorn, I beckon you here under urgent precedence. Please heed my call.
You wait, and all of you almost hold your breath for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. You come to the end of your 10 minutes, and nothing appears in your circle.
Did I say something wrong?
Renaya and Edward. As Tarak begins to ponder and look about his circle, you notice a faint shimmer, and then he disappears.
Oh, this
Wait,
isn't how we're
Tarak
supposed to
disappears?
work.
What?
Tarak
Wait.
disappears.
Oh my god!
This is going exactly as planned.
Renaya yells out some profanities and
Edward just looks wide-eyed to Renaya and be like, please tell me we're not going back to the Fae.
I don't think we are.
What do we do now? Tarak's gone. Everyone's gone.
Renaya's gonna take out her holy symbol.
Okay.
Has anything changed?
Nope.
Has any feelings changed?
No.
She's gonna kind of like rub it a little bit and kind of hold onto her scarf and be like, I really need you right now.
What?
Renaya, do you have any ideas?
Ideas for what? To do what?
I don't know. Get Tarak back? Try to talk to this Qatar guy? Something happened. Did Tarak do that? Maybe he did it wrong. We could try to do what he did, but I don't feel comfortable doing that.
I wouldn't recommend doing what he did.
Oh, great!
Oh god!
Who said that? Renaya, was that you?
Renaya's
As
looking
you
around.
say this, out of the corner of your vision, You just see a face kind of like lean over your shoulder and crack this wide smile, and you can see the sharpened canine-esque for all of his teeth kind of
Oh
grin
my.
next to you as Qatar looks over your shoulder. The tattoos that go down and around his face, on his cheeks, the swirls on his face, on his cheeks, the long kind of greasy hair. Hello, Edward.
Hello. How do you know my name?
Oh, I know all of your names.
Ew.
What was that?
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Where's Tarak?
Oh, he's back home.
What does that mean?
And he seems to have transported from the material plane to the Feywild.
I just can't do anything right. God dang it.
Okay. That's. Can
Really
you bring
shouldn't
him
have done that.
back?
I mean, I could.
Well, are you, Qatar, was it?
I am.
Havel said that he's known you for quite some time.
Sure. Yeah. We've known each other a little while. He's a good friend of mine.
Well, he's gone now.
For you.
What does that mean?
He hooks a thumb on his chain around his neck, and he pulls out the chain from underneath his shirt, and you can see acorns hanging from the chain, about 7 of them, each with a little like glass window, and inside each of one you see this glow, this ever-shifting mist almost inside this. One of them, this faint violet on the far left side. I mean, he's right here for me.
We want him back.
Okay.
That possible?
You see, here's the thing. Havel owes me. I was quite looking forward to using him. Plus, he was fun, entertaining. It's not exactly in my interest to just let him go. There's no fun in that. Not when I can make him do whatever I want now.
What would it cost? Name a price. I can get my hands on money. I can.
Money. That's funny.
Question still stands. What's the price?
Ooh. He then like leans back, and as he like goes and begins to fall, a little like shrub grows out of the ground that he like falls into and starts lounging, almost beanbag style. What do I want? Do you have anything interesting to give? Probably not.
I look over at Renaya, and I mouth and say quietly, and shrug and say, Lada, maybe? Not giving Lada. She might have something.
Lada would be interesting. I suppose a soul for a soul, someone like Lada might be worth it.
No, that's not on the
I
table.
wasn't saying that.
Oh, all right. Well, never mind.
What do you know about me?
He gets up and just starts with his hands behind his back, kind of like starts strutting around you, looking you over. He leans in. Interesting. You are very interesting.
I know.
What? How? Okay, now I'm confused. How is this possible? How can something like that be trapped in you?
Long story.
I like stories.
I don't have time for one right now.
I mean, okay, fine. He then goes back and starts lounging on his chair, and he snaps his finger. Trek. In the meanwhile, you have been on top of a mountaintop. Snow and wind and ice blistering your skin as it wails around you. Um, every once in a while, you'll see like a little flower glow, and then immediately just get caught by the wind and fluttered into the distance. And you've been sitting in this maelstrom of a snowstorm for the last 5-7 minutes, before all of a sudden you hear a pop in your ears and you open your eyes again and you're back in the octagonal room.
This is why I hate the Fae.
What about
Wait.
you? Do you have anything interesting? Your friends are boring. Do you have anything interesting?
Boring.
Who are you?
My name is Qatar. I believe you tried to summon me.
Fine. No, I asked if you could arrive, and frankly, it was rather rude. Yes, I have a potential offer.
All right.
First, I need to know, do you have the capability of bringing Havel back?
Sure.
Great. Well, first off, apparently he owes you something. Is that still the case?
Technically, no, not anymore.
So him dying... Okay, but if you bring him back, he would still owe you something, correct?
Oh, yes, that and much more.
Simple. I'll owe you 2 favors. One condition to them, I can't kill anyone.
Well, that makes it so much less fun.
I can't break a promise to fulfill promise.
You think his soul is worth 2 favors?
I am Tarak, an orc from the Crimson Wastes. I am also a member of the White Hand. I have worked with Fae before, and I know more about diseases than any other person you could find other than another member of the White Hand. I also just fist fought a demon for 6 hours. And frankly, I'd like to state I won.
Yeah, it's
I don't-
debatable.
Okay,
He
for
did
6
win.
hours, I'm a winner. I'm alive, okay? I'm sure you can find a use for that.
Potentially.
Frankly, what I need now is Havel.
Why?
I need a ghost.
Why?
To kill someone. Well, I don't know about kill. I need to take down a government first. Do you know anything about someone named Prosius?
Yes.
What are your
He's kind
thoughts
of a
on him?
prick.
Great, he's the one we need to
agree.
stop.
Yes.
He's the one who
horrible.
killed Havel, by the way.
Yes, I know. I'm well
So,
aware.
Oh,
if you
great.
don't, if Havel remains dead, then Prosius just gets his way. You don't want that, do you?
Edward, the adults are talking.
I like how you think. But there is more to it than that, unfortunately.
Great. For you, yes, there is. I don't care about that. I've got stuff that I need to do, and Havel will help me do it. That's the only thing I care about. Would 3 favors help?
Tarak.
You want... Does he still owe me the favor?
Yes.
And 3 favors from you.
It's literally just in your benefit.
Yes and no. I can make Havel do whatever I want now.
Okay, but yeah, you could do that with him alive, too. And not to
Havel-
mention...
Havel has a will of his own. He's his own man. It's rather annoying. I tried to get him to do what I wanted again, and he wasn't about that. He chose to go
Was that-
Lada.
Was that
We-
when
we
he
can
you
relate
were
to-
sick?
Yeah,
Or-
I tried to help him. He didn't want it.
Well, you see, there's a problem. He had a way out.
Well, they're right. But now he has no way out unless I give it to him.
Well, okay, yes and no. What you asked him for was in response to another thing? Wasn't like if you were to let him go right now and say, "Hey, I need you to do this," and it isn't like, "Oh, well, I need you to do this in trade for like saving your life." He still owes you a favor. I'm sorry, I'm an orc. I don't understand this whole someone asks you to do something that you owe and you just don't do it. Plus, we know about it now, and if you ask, I'll just tell him to do it.
And what if I ask him to kill someone?
What he does is his choice. He has not taken the same promise I have.
Alright, it's interesting.
I'd also like to state that our group's interest is in opposition to Prozius's interest, and quite frankly,
And
I don't
that
know
is
if we
where
can
my reluctance lies.
really.
Prazis is a prick, but that doesn't mean I don't like what he's doing.
Okay. But you know how many people are jerks out there? Regardless? And plus, I mean,
What
there's so many things that... Sorry, what are you saying, Renaya?
what's worth it to you?
I think another soul would be worth it to me.
Doesn't matter whose it is.
Well, it has to be someone interesting, someone that I want to play with.
Do they have to still be alive? Like right now?
Yes.
That is problematic. Who do you find interesting?
She's interesting. He nods towards Renaya.
Well,
that.
that's frankly not on the table.
It might be helpful.
Who do we know? What about Prozius?
Oh. That would be interesting. Okay, 1 second. And then he snaps his fingers and he disappears.
I may have missed something. I lagged out for a bit. What happened?
Prodigious, or not Prodigious.
He said BRB, boop.
Yeah, and then he disappeared.
Okay, great.
Said it was interesting. Edward looks at Tarak and says, 3 favors? Are you insane? You can see what that creature is capable of?
Don't care.
Oh. What a mess.
Frankly, yes. Now the question is, I don't know if the favors are still a thing if we do the whole soul situation. But the soul situation is probably worse than the favors. Like, Prozius is interesting and all, but nah.
Well, and how do you even plan on using Prozius's soul as a wager point?
Here's the thing. This thing I have has a hold on my soul.
Okay, so
So, it's a tug of war.
but I'd rather not have you be a rope.
Nobody said I had to die.
I personally don't feel comfortable with that situation.
But what if it gets me out of this?
Wait, get you out of what?
Gets me out of this situation that I am in. And she gestures to her eyes and the blood all over her.
Okay,
But what if it makes it worse?
It doesn't solve a problem.
It might.
At best, it causes you to only eventually be in a problem. At worst, you double the problem.
I'm already in a really big problem. If
yes.
I'm okay, here's the thing. I'm screwed no matter what happens with me. If I can at least put that in a direction to bring Havel back, let me take that.
Well, let's put a pin in it. let's put a pause. If we have no other options, we can talk about it then.
Tar pops back in. Unfortunately, as tempting as it is with Prasius, his soul is not one that you can give me.
What about another Fae?
All the Fae that I want, they would eat you.
There's so many possible things that would eat me, it's not even funny. There was one, Winter Fae, I think, worked with a witch named Meluncina.
Lady Morintar.
Sure.
Write that down.
I need to find her anyway.
You have so much confidence in yourself. I like that.
It's a bit annoying.
The deals are still on the table.
You're
I don't know if I've
offering me-
impressed you yet, but
You are offering me a spot on the court if you give me Lady Morintar's soul.
great. Don't care.
I kind of care.
And how? Okay, because I am also a businessman, and I'm interested in making sure that you don't die in the meanwhile. How would you get that? How would you guarantee that for me?
I have been accidentally sucked into the Fae at least twice, if not 3 times now.
I can get you into the Feywild.
Great. Can it wait, though?
Uh,
There's some things we gotta do.
You still haven't answered my question. How are you going to get me Lady Morintar's soul?
Well, I don't
How
think
are
we
you,
can do it without
an
Havel.
orc from the Crimson Wastes, barely anything, going to kill an archfey?
Okay, we didn't talk anything about killing here. You just need a soul, right?
Yes, and you are going to have to kill her to get that.
I'm sure there's always a loophole.
Either way, I want her position.
A
Which means that
position
she
is
needs to
probably
be-
easier than a soul.
Yes and no.
Look, the point is, alright, you can see at this moment, there's pretty much nothing I wouldn't do other than kill someone to get Havel back.
Yes, but empty words don't mean anything to me.
I'm an orc, I don't make empty promises.
Yes,
Okay,
but
what
if
are
you
the
can't
terms-
guarantee them,
What are the terms of the soul you want?
she needs to be. I suppose it doesn't have to be a she. Needs to be
That's
someone that I find interesting. That's going to be useful to me.
That is so vague. Ugh, how do we know what's interesting to you? Is it anything that would just cause mischief?
I do like people who like to mess around and play with things.
Dead or alive?
They have to be alive so we can kill them and get their soul. Otherwise, you have to go to the 9 and go through the soul trade, and that's a whole lot of bureaucracy that I don't want to deal with.
Renaya just looks to Tarak.
Well, I mean, I'd be willing to deal with bureaucracy. I hate it too, but if it'll get Havel back, that's fine. Now, which would be easier, the 9 or the Feywild? I'm going to say probably the Feywild. I've never been to the 9, but I've survived the Feywild twice now, although it was rather cold.
I'm interested.
Alright.
So, in answer to your question as to how we would obtain it, by succeeding.
That still does not give me any faith in your abilities.
I don't know what else to tell you. Qatar, there are 3 reasons why people fight for things. Alright? The first is to keep what they already have. The second is to obtain what they don't. The third reason is where we are now, which is we have nothing more to lose. We're dog-backed into a corner, and that's one you should never approach.
Unfortunately, I don't like making deals with dogs. And he snaps his fingers and
No!
disappears.
No!
Wow, not even a persuasion check, not even once. That
I mean,
hurts.
yeah, well,
That hurts on the inside,
Can
DJ.
we get him back? Can we get him back?
I mean, we can always ask again.
Do it, and we're talking terms of me. This isn't negotiable. He could actually help me right now, and we just need to get him back.
Renaya, I don't want to get Havel back and lose you.
You're not gonna lose me.
Can you guarantee that?
I mean, eventually I'll be gone, but
When you mean eventually, you mean like, oh, when you die?
yeah.
Okay, but can you guarantee that this will solve
Let
the
me
problem?
just
Make it
say,
worse?
my soul in his hands is safer than where my soul is right now.
That's not a high bar.
No, but I just get him back.
I'll see what I can do. The circle's still there.
Mhm.
Take another swig.
Okay.
Get it out. Qatar. The thing you want is put on the table.
He comes crawling out of the shrub, seemingly out of the ground. Wow, you are persistent.
Yeah, I'm frankly very frustrating to be around. You can ask Edward.
It's true.
You said something
First
about
time I met him, I'll have to. I won't
Edward,
get
not the
into
time.
that. I know. It's
You said something about what I want is on the table. What did you mean?
Renaya.
Really?
It depends on what you intend to do.
Well,
When you say you want her, like what? Like, do you want to put it in your one of your little acorns?
I mean, yes, that is what I would want to do. A soul for
You
a
see,
soul.
Renaya, what did I tell you? What?
That's not really an option. It is eventually.
Eventually. How long is eventually?
And when I die.
Which will probably be sooner rather than later if you keep your track record.
Very true.
All right. I get your soul.
You have
I
a
also-
hold on my soul.
Yes. That is something that we're going to talk a little bit more about, but I'm laying out conditions right now. I get your soul. I also get Havel's soul when he dies.
That's fair. He already gave it to you.
I
We
keep
just
the
want it
favor
back
from
for a little
Havel.
while. That's fair.
Perfect. And 3 favors from Tarak. All of the above.
Tarak.
Give me a hot second. Let's see. So that's Renaya soul. Havel soul. That's not part of the picture. 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, that's a whole lot. Can I ask one thing of you, like extra? Honestly, I think you would find it interesting, and it would not necessarily help us, but might bring us closer to all of us dying, which is just purely in your favor.
What is it?
Can you tell that lady on the court that I'm looking for her?
I can do that.
In that case, I'm fine with it. As long as you are, Renaya.
All right. You, come here. And he points at you right now.
Walks over.
May I see your hand? He then grabs your hand, immediately flips it over so your forearm is open, and very quickly scratches your forearm and then shoves a crystal underneath your skin. So you now have about a 2-inch crystal in the middle of your forearm, just ever so slightly protruding. At which point he then cure wounds your arm, and there's not even a scar. It's just there now. And you, Tarak.
Well, yeah, sure.
He goes through the same process, embedding another crystal in you. At which point he then goes over to Havel. He takes the acorn, snaps it off, pries open like the top of the acorn, and opens Havel's mouth before dumping the contents into Havel's mouth. And you all sit there and for another second hold your breath before Havel's chest rises and falls. And we're going to take a brief break. This one will be a little bit shorter. It'll be back in like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. But yeah, we'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're back from a really quick break. Hi, Ryan. Welcome back. And we are just going to pick up right where you left off. Havel, you're conscious, or not conscious. You are alive, but not quite conscious yet. Qatar leans down and whispers a few things in your ear that subconsciously you know. Before standing up again, turning to the rest of you. I hope it works. He then bows deep. It was a pleasure.
Wait, you
doing
mean there's a
business.
chance that he doesn't wake up?
Bye-bye. And he snaps his finger and just disappears.
God, I hate the she.
It worked?
I'm running over
he's
and I'm gonna
breathing.
do cure wounds on Havel.
Okay, perfect. Havel, you're currently at 1 hit point.
Ooh, well, now you have
2
an
hit points.
additional 5.
Nice.
So you're at 6.
I wake up.
Havel?
Oh. Okay. Now, how's it going, everyone?
Immediately hug.
Havel, you were dead.
What was I now? Is that what that was?
You weren't
Sorry,
breathing?
sorry.
You're
sorry.
okay. You're okay. It's just like there's a small cavity in my chest currently.
Okay. I'm gonna do cure wounds at 2nd level.
Okay.
Well, great. Super pumped about the reunion, but we have work to do.
Okay.
13.
Can we take on a second?
Yeah, Renaya, could you ask Lotta how she's doing? Like, is she still, like, under siege?
Okay. And I'll get my papers and write how is Katin.
Katin is gone. Got help from a new friend. Feeling all right.
Katin's gone, but Lotta's okay.
Well, that's honestly the best case scenario we could have gotten. Havel sits upright, and a couple things change. Some things you notice. One, his nails are slightly longer now. He kind of has claws. When he smiles, his teeth are a little jagged and sharp. And his eyes are a cold, icy blue. He also looks a little bit paler than you remember him. It's the color hasn't fully come back to him.
Havel, are you...
Yes.
Are you feeling okay?
I guess we could say that. Yeah, sure. How are all of you? Everything fine?
No.
I feel great.
Tired.
We don't know...
Yeah.
We don't know where Catherine and Melora are. And you were
Right.
dead, and we just talked to a horrifying creature.
Havel, pets everything. And he's just like, I'm missing a dagger.
Oh.
I took that. Sorry. Here you go.
Oh.
How long will it be until you feel good enough to move?
I can move now.
Renaya, you?
I'm gonna need a little bit of time.
Okay. Before we get going, I have very hazy. We lost.
Well,
Okay,
you
that
lost.
much I know. Well, fair. But in total, I'm noticing 2 people who aren't here. So that means that you didn't make it to our side in time and he got away. So, here, on my questions. One, and I don't need a detailed explanation. I just need to know, how am I alive?
Qatar.
What about him? He wasn't willing to give me up. I know him. He would not have given me up without striking some form.
I thought you said you didn't want a
deed.
detailed explanation. The answer is Qatar. He gave you your soul back.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
we can talk
we
about
asked for
fine. We'll
things
talk about
straight.
this on the road once we're finally moving. Renaya. Are you going to be okay? I noticed that we're dealing with some things, yeah?
We can't hear you.
Sorry, dead man's ears.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
That was convincing.
Ooh.
Pavel, I have some things of yours.
You have some things of mine?
Don't take it personally.
Keep them.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Some of them you might care about.
I don't care about the coin anymore. I don't care about any of it. It doesn't matter anymore. Don't ever use that.
The coin?
The coin. Don't ever use it. And in fact, if we get to a major city, I'll use it myself and transfer it to gold, something usable. Don't ever tie yourself to that thing. Let them have their rampage. I don't care anymore. There's nothing we can do. And as far as the gold, I want it to be used on you. All of you. It's yours. It's not my gold anymore.
Would you like your journal back? I may have read some.
That's fine. No. No, you... Edward, you'll make better use of the paper. Before we get going, while I still am waking up, I suppose, Tarak, thank you for all the efforts that you've made up until this point to try to keep me alive. Edward, I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
Well, I've made myself a royal piece of trash. And, you've been taking the stench of it for quite a long time, so I'm apologizing for my actions. I don't need you to forgive me. And Rinny, I'm not worth it. I appreciate it. Really. And Havel's going to give you a hug. Said, but I don't know if I'm worth it. It doesn't matter if you do, I don't.
Doesn't matter if you don't, I do.
Right. Okay. Okay. Do we want to get moving? Rennie, can you walk?
I can go a little bit.
We don't... Okay, let's all just take a rest. You know what? I think everyone needs sleep.
We have time.
Okay.
Pavel, are you sure you're feeling all right? Your eyes, they're different.
Yeah. You know how Melora woke up and she had flowers growing out of her hair? And she smelled vaguely of cinnamon or whatever it was.
That's what that was?
If you're
I
going
thought
to
she
tell
had
me that
cinnamon
you
on her.
smell like wintergreen, I'm going to be very upset.
This whole time, I thought she's been carrying cinnamon with her. She told me it was her hair. I had no clue.
Realistically speaking, I think that's what happens when you get a little bit too close to the Fae. And I think
Laura
the time
got
is
close to
left.
the Fae as well?
Supposedly.
I'm gonna sleep over there. I'm just
It's a
gonna
good plan.
go
I-
take a rest.
I don't know. All I know is that I got a little bit too close to Qatar's domain, I think. Death didn't. I expected the 9 hells. Whatever that was way worse. It was way worse. And I was going to kind of like sit maybe like 6 feet away from Anaya and where she's resting. And he's not really going to go to sleep.
Edward, you should go to sleep.
I don't know if I can.
I can knock you out if you'd like.
No, you don't have to do that. And he walks around, not around. He walks he walks over to where
circles
where
the table
his,
like a dog.
he walks over to where his blanket is and kind of makes a face cuz it's covered in blood. And then like kind of kicks it away and then walks over a little bit by the wall and just kind of sits up against the wall against his pack, I guess, and tries to shut his eyes.
Right.
And is Ginger still with me?
Yeah, Ginger's been with you this whole time.
Okay. Did she do anything when she saw Havel was back?
Yeah, she immediately perked up a little bit. And when you go and you sit down over by Havel, she scrambles down your chest and then over to you, Havel. At which point Ginger pops up into your lap and is just like patting at your stomach.
Dawn, how are you? And Havel's going to just like lightly pet Ginger with a finger.
She goes up and she accepts it at first, and then she smells you and immediately takes a couple steps back before laying in your lap, so she's still with you but further away now.
That's fair.
Edward, because I'm assuming she ran away from Edward to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Edward kind of speaks up, and he's not too far away. He doesn't have to yell or anything, but he kind of speaks up and says, "We saw you dead, you know. Ginger, she curled up on your chest for a while. It seemed like she was really afraid. I was too. I'm glad you're back. I don't know what it means or what it cost, but I hope that I never have to do something like that again."
For all our sakes, Edward. Neither do I.
And Edward just kind of leans back and closes his eyes again.
Is it all unanimously agreed that we're just going to take a long rest then?
Yes.
Or
Tarak will theoretically take first watch in quotes.
Okay.
Since everybody's taking a long rest, is it possible that I can squeeze in too? Since I'm a elf?
Wake up, just go back.
You won't gain any benefits of the second one, but yes, you can sleep for 8 hours.
No, I'll wake up.
Okay. Yeah, you all go to bed trying to find rest, and for almost every one of you, it is very, very hard. You have vivid images of Prosius stabbing Havel, of Melora disappearing, Cather disappearing. Renaya, you can't stop playing that scene in your mind of that last bit of consciousness before your demon takes over. Havel, the pictures of where you were and what happened to you in that little while keep playing in your mind. But you all find rest and manage to sleep. Renat, you wake up first. Are you gonna do anything?
I'm just gonna lay there.
Or, now I can't remember the cliff that we're on. Like if we go out the exit and like the cliff, is it above water or is it just a mountain?
No, is the cliff that you're at is just the sheer wall going up to get to the surface. It's not like a cliff overlooking an ocean or anything like that. It's just that
Gotcha.
there's a hole going down into the ground towards the labyrinth that you guys would then have to go up. It's not like it's not a natural cliff by any means. It was dug out.
Okay. Great. Gotcha. Do we all wake up?
Yes, no, that's just what I was gonna say. After another few hours, you all awake. Renaya, you noticed it first, but there is a large clap of thunder and a little bit of a flash from the tunnel before you guys now hear the gentle lull of pouring rain.
Well, we have a couple options, which we need to decide promptly and then enact swiftly and successfully. One, we could storm Athala. Two, we can head towards Lada and get some help from, well, frankly, I'm going to refer to him as Renaya's stepdad. Three, we can head towards the desert. At like our original plan, gain info on Prosius. Eventually, all of plans eventually lead to plan 2. But I have a couple of other options once we get to approaching plan 2, because I suggest we don't start with it.
Information is nice.
Familiar face is nice too.
I am personally leaning towards going back towards Lada.
Water isn't there anymore.
Well, I don't actually... not to sound rude, this isn't intended the way that it sounds. I don't care about Lada. I say we go back to the island.
Renaya, do you think Lada would be much help to us now?
She's retired. I'm not dragging her into this.
Well, I
Right,
wasn't
right.
planning on it.
What are you hoping to find, friend?
Well, we already have 1 key. We only need 3 more.
We barely made it out last time, and we actually had people that could fight. No offense, but a lot of us aren't necessarily the heaviest hitting people.
I fought a demon for 6 hours.
Yeah, good
Sure
for
we
you.
did. I watched it happen.
Did you win?
Renaya looks over to the corpses she's left behind.
Yes.
Habel is going to pick up Ginger and put Ginger on Edward's lap.
Oi.
Or like hand it off to him. And he's going to stand up and he's just gonna remove himself. He's gonna go towards one of the hallways that exits out.
Oi.
Havel on his way out is just going to mutter some things, and then before he leaves, he goes, "Well, I'll be waiting at the exit for whatever we decide on. Realistically, I think talking to Lara first would be a smart idea. But if you all think that we can make it through that island and best the other guardians, then so be it."
Renaya, I'll be honest, this decision pretty much lies on you. It's your fake stepdad.
Whatever we need to do, I'm willing to do.
Great. Edward?
There's something that I haven't told you yet.
Big news.
It's not very big, but my friend Charles was his name back home. He said that I might be able to meet some helpful people at this library we're actually talking about now. So I might. I think there's likely people there that might be able to help. But it's hard to tell. I don't know what he was talking about, or even if these people would be helpful, but we've been maneuvering on hunches a lot, and it hasn't helped a ton, but sometimes it works out. So
Well-
if Lada isn't an option, then maybe there is something at the library.
That puts it a step higher on my list. I say, Renaya, do you know where Lotta is? Did she retreat to the island? Is she in some other completely different place? Like, what's her situation looking like?
I can ask, but if we need anything, I can still talk to her.
That's
We
Great.
true.
don't necessarily need to go to her.
That might put her in more danger.
I agree. I say we go towards the island. Feel free. I would suggest asking her, since I don't want to bring her into this, and I wouldn't either way. Maybe she knows someone that would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
We can pretty much use all the allies we can get. But I say we head towards the island. Find, who knows, maybe he has a magic Prozzy-scaling weapon hidden in his basement. Anything is possible with the dragons, right?
Yeah.
Onward!
Okay. And she's gonna try to get up.
Okay. You do.
Cool.
Are you guys? So, you guys are going to Lada?
We're going to the
Oh.
island.
Okay.
If Lotta is there, then
I am
yes.
writing to Lada, telling her that's what we are doing.
Okay. She writes back. Be careful. I'm on the island.
Okay.
It's gotten worse.
Oh, man, good
Okay.
news.
On the way out, 20 passive perception. I'm gonna grab Malora's bow
Okay. Yep.
and anything
Havel-
else left behind.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to grab everything of value that's here.
Havel, did you want to do anything in the hallway? You mentioned you walked there earlier.
No,
Just checking.
If you guys go to the hallway, I'm assuming because it's the only exit from here.
One of two.
Yeah. If you go down the same one that he has, he's at the cliff face, just kind of tossing a dagger in his hand and staring out into the void.
Going towards the island. Lotta's there. It's going to be great. Things have gotten worse, apparently.
That means
So, you guys, after Edward conveniently points them out, manage to make your way up the ladder and emerge on the surface, immediately being hit by strong winds and freezing rain as it is downpouring out around here.
it's always raining.
How unfortunate.
It's horrible.
Of course.
Nice,
As-
like taking a blanket and trying to hold it over herself.
Okay.
Havel grabs a tarp from his...
The tarp!
At that tarp.
It's an important part. You guys begin making your way back north, specifically west. Yes, northwest, as you begin to head back towards the coast. As you go, it takes much longer to get back to Gatin than it did to get here, as you guys aren't running and are trying to recover from a serious amount of exercise. You guys are very, very sore.
I'm actually feeling pretty alright.
You guys go and travel for about 8 hours or so before it gets darker. It's been dark all day. Is there anything you guys like to do while traveling?
Well, we should probably fill Havel in on the deal because he wanted
Yep.
to know about that.
As soon
Okay,
as
so
you
we'll
do
say,
it,
yeah, we'll say that
can
you
we say
guys
that
go.
that they did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do it or not, whatever you guys want to do.
For brevity, let's just say that you did. And this is Capel's response. Okay. One, you're all idiots. Edward, you're the only smart one here, and don't. It's the only time I'll ever say this. The rest of you are fools. Renaya, you don't know what you just did to yourself. Honestly, we could have figured out a different way of getting whatever it is inside of you out. I know we could have. What you just did was stupid. And honestly, I take offense to it.
Then take offense.
And actually, Havel.
Gladly, I did that myself. And Tarak, I'm not done yet. Tarak,
Yeah.
I know you said that you won't kill anyone. It doesn't mean that he's not going to make you indirectly kill someone, though.
Great. Don't care. You used the collective we. We would not have found a situation for anything because you were dead. So we would not
Whatever.
have found a solution.
Fine. I'm dead anyway.
Actually, no, you're rather alive right now.
But what if we found a solution for you and Renaya now that you're back? I mean, we have other fish to fry.
She already
currently,
gave her
but
soul to Qatar.
My soul wasn't mine to begin with.
Isn't that unfortunate? So why was it your right to give it away?
To possibly get me out of something worse.
You know, Rennie, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Please do.
There's a part of me that'd rather be dead right now.
That's too bad.
And full sincerity, selfishness doesn't look well on you.
That's fine. I don't think I'm looking that great anyway.
While we're speaking of being honest, I should bring up, we're just gonna need to put all secrets on the table. We don't have time, and by we, I mean me. I don't have time to deal with getting surprised again. This
Fine,
goes for all of us.
What do you want to know? Ask me. Ask away.
I have one. I
Edward-
have one.
I mean,
Edward,
feel free to start, Edward.
You read the book, didn't you? I know you didn't skim. There's not much in it. So tell me, what questions do you have?
After reading, I feel like I don't have as many. Strangely.
Anything I need to clarify?
You said you led the mafia, but
So there was a mafia.
You skimmed over a very important part of that. I said that mainly as a joke. They're a syndicate. I was the head of a syndicate. It's a difference.
yeah, I don't know if we have time to unpack all that. But
Well, we got like 8 hours.
that's not what I was going to say. Havel, there's a lot about you that I don't know, but what I do know is that I'm glad you're not dead because you're actually useful. And I have more to say. My father was there
Not surprising.
in the hallway. He said he didn't know what they were even doing there or what exactly Prosius had planned, but he was alarmed that I was there, and I guess he is wrapped up in all of this in some way.
So what was your dad doing in the hallway? Was he just there? Was he just watching? Like why was he there?
He was... I didn't even know he could do this. He was casting a spell and holding it. It was
he?
the spell that held the wall up.
And you didn't stab him.
I did. I fought him with my own arm. I swung the sword, and he dropped it because of me.
In that
You
case,
don't
you
know
did
what
a
it's
great
like.
job.
You don't know what it's like swinging against your own father, the one who raised you. It's going to haunt me for a long while.
Such a shame.
That's-
Edward, what I said still stands.
Was
Proud of you,
that-
Edward.
About what?
Oh, wait, no? Hold on.
Proud of you.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you.
Any other crazy life-ending secrets that we need to know?
Okay, really. So, do you want? I can be concise with everything if you want. I'm
That
gonna
would
be
be
entirely
great.
honest, because you said that you have questions, and yet you didn't ask me anything. So, if there's anything that you need to know or want to know, ask me. All
No,
right?
I never said I had questions. I need to know
wasn't-
if you have any secrets that would come back to bite
Well-
me, like being... Are you secretly possessed by a fae that when you see one of your friends die, it will take
No.
over your body and I'll have to fight it for 8 hours?
No. I was more talking to Edward, but no, Tarak, no, I'm not.
Oh, great.
No.
Well, I mean, I guess I just have questions on how did you get to your position and what that entailed. What did you do? Who were you before you made this deal with the Fae? Why in the world did you want to make that deal in the first place? It's all very confusing to me, Havel. It doesn't seem like a very manageable lifestyle. It seems reckless and hard, and I just don't get it.
My name was Havel M. Grendel. I was a human born in Morencia. I was child orphaned to a priest of knowledge. I grew up learning basic trade from people that would move in and out. I would snoop and seek secrets throughout the entire city. I learned the underbelly of everyone and anything, all of their deepest, darkest secret, and I held it over their head. I climbed the ladder through thievery, bloodshed, and deceit. The amount of people that I've had to stab in the back, steal from, lie to, murder. I earned my seat. It was not a manageable lifestyle. I'm gonna be honest. Your father probably knows it just as well. Money isn't worth any of it. And to be entirely honest, Edward, I could have told that to you, that your dad wasn't a very nice person. Whether your father knew of it or not, I'm almost certain that the ledger probably worked with your father's company at one point or another. We have use for the materials. Is there anything else? Oh, and when I said I ran it, I mean I was one of the 5 table members. I was untouchable. The reason I'm here now is because I messed up. I'm lucky I'm not dead.
Well, that
Any other
wasn't so
questions?
hard.
So, you asked. You made a deal with Qatar because you wanted out of that life?
I escaped the ledger's eyes. Once you're in the eyes of the ledger, they're never not going to keep tabs on you. You're under their thumb, you're in their books. Your name is written in stone and in blood. I asked Tar to give me a new start. Not because I wanted to give up everything that I had, everything that I worked for. I was sick and tired of owing everyone the things that I owed. I'm not a good person. If my Laura were here, she'd probably tell you the same. We've had plenty of conversation on this, and I guess I could be more clear to you. I had a job. It's been few years. Now, maybe. Less than that, perhaps. I had a job. We were gonna steal from the government of Morentia. And not just anything. We were gonna rob the Archmage blind. I didn't listen to the warnings. We were caught. My team was... If not arrested, they were slaughtered. I could have saved them. I could have saved her. But I ran. Now here I am. Is that really the type of person that you think is willing to give up a soul for?
Up.
You're the one that brought me back. I was just gonna keep walking.
Havel. Sorry, Tarak.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Havel. It's horrifying to me how dark the world is out there. And I heard of it, but I never saw it with mine own two eyes. But Havel, part of the reason why I left is so that people don't have to turn to crime in order to have a manageable life, to have what they'd like, so that they can make something of themselves in new ways. And I'm not saying this to cast it down on you, Havel. I'm saying this because people like you are the people I left to help.
Do you think I need help? Edward?
Maybe? I mean, look where you are. What you
Do
got
I
yourself.
Yes, I got myself dead. Much like all of us, we're all going to end up dead. Here's the thing, Edward. Here is the fact of it all. I don't need out. Alright? I was gonna find my way back to the ledger. Realistically, I was using all of you. You were my crew. You guys were going to be my in back into the ledger. And this time there wasn't going to be a table. There was going to be a head. And I would run it differently. Who knows? Who knows how I would have ran it? I know it wouldn't have been the Stein that it was then. And probably is now. You know, they drew me in there, leading me to believe that we gave to the people that needed it most. We don't give anyone but to our own pockets. Here's the thing, Edward. I had a life before the ledger. I could have been a cleric of knowledge. I was smart. I am smart. Book smart. I could have been many things. I learned my lockpicking trade from a wonderful woman. A half-orc that was chased out of Morentia for her race. I was taught my acrobatic and dexterity from an elf who was not cared for by society and turned to the circus to make a living. I was raised by the underbelly of life. I don't know if I can speak for them, but I'll tell you this. I think we're all tired of the rich trying to help us.
It doesn't seem like they even try to me.
They all had very happy lives. She was a wonderful locksmith. She gave me my first set of picks. He was a wonderful sword swallower, fire eater, entertainer. He was glorious, about as vibrant as a phoenix in the night sky. I met a bard once in an inn. He's the one who taught me how to smooth talk, weasel my way in and out of situations. It was the underbelly of society, but man, were they thriving. No thanks to the likes of you. I'm proud of you, Edward. But I want you to know, and this goes to all of you, I don't hate you for it. You didn't have to. And you shouldn't have. But I'm here now. So I'm guessing the only thing that we really have left is for me to just be of service, right?
I don't know about all of the stuff that Cather thinks. I don't know what I think of it. But what I see is two children of opposite means. I a children of wealth, you a children of crime. And it's I don't think I want to be like my father. Not present, just caring about whatever's in his business, not what is in front of him, and not only that, but not willing to take action when he needs to. Like with Prosius, he's just running alongside him. I don't want to be like that. I want to take action, and you're somebody who's also taken action, just in a different way. You went to the House of Crime because, well, that's what you saw, and I left the House of Wealth because of what I saw. So Havel, I don't know about fate, but what I see is two unlikely brothers of sorts. One of one and one of the other, and I don't know what it means, but I feel like we could do quite a bit. If we put our minds to it, we know the inner workings of society, both ends. We could do something with it, Havel. And I don't know what that entails. It doesn't even matter if I like you. All I know is that maybe there's something out there for that. And maybe this Prosius guy is our chance. The ledger doesn't have to rule. If you think you could be the head, then why don't you change something?
There's a thing, Edward. They're everywhere. The ledger is everywhere. It's like a hydra. You cut off a head and two more pop up. The ledger is formed out of 6 different guilds. Each one like a cog in an intricate machine. I was the head. I was the biggest cog. I dealt with currency, forgery. But those aren't really the ones that you should be afraid of. There's an organization known as the Veil. You'll never see their symbol. And if you ever hear their name, and it's already too late for you. They're probably deadlier, if not just as deadly as the hand, Tarak.
Huh.
I've never met anyone of the Veil. No one has. They sent one after me, though. I know they did. I'm just lucky that I got out in time. They lost track of me. That's why I had the scrying bell. Speaking of which, where did you go? Which one of you has it?
I have it.
It's
I found it on your body. I thought it was one of the things you might want back.
It's a, anti-scry.
That sounds useful.
It's very. You can keep it if you want.
Why not you? Clearly, I mean, you said they're looking?
If the veil comes after me... Oh well.
Havel, you might not have hope, but I do. And I'm going to keep you around because maybe that hope will be put to use and there will be a point of all of this, and I think you might be a part of that. So,
Okay.
it's okay if you don't agree, and it's okay if we don't... If we grind and clash and there's friction between us, but gosh darn it, I'm going to keep you around, and I think Renaya and Tarak agree with that. You can be pouty if you want, but there's no room for that right now. There's more at hand. The entire world is falling to shambles, Havel, and you're just sitting here.
Actually, we're walking.
You know what I mean. I'm sorry to get cross with you, but I can't afford to just sit. All my life I've been trained not to. It's in my nature not to. So here, he takes the scrying bell and kind of he'll try to open a pouch in his bag and put it in there, like, quickly. Do I have to roll or anything?
pouch in
do you let
Havel's
me?
bag.
Yes.
Are you being discreet about this?
No.
Are you resisting Havel?
Probably not.
Okay, cool.
Then no, you
So
don't have to roll.
Edward opens a pouch and puts the scrying bell in this and says, "We need you around, so don't let them catch you." And then he says, "Can we just please focus on what's in front of us?"
That's the goal. That's why I need secrets out. While we're on the conversation, I'm
That's
not
all-
exempt from it. Hi, my name's Tarak. I'm an orc
Hi,
from the Crimson
Tarak.
Wastes.
Tarak.
Hi, Renaya. Hi, Havel. Hi, Edward. I'm a member of the White Hand. I lied to you. I'm a child of Yurtus, not a child of Luthic. I killed my mentor and turned him into a pair of gloves.
Why'd you do
Frankly, it's required of me.
that? Okay.
Havel, I brought you back for multiple reasons. One, I need a dead man. We call them the Gulrendas. It means a ghost. Well, sometimes it means ghost. But the fact that you have died is extremely valuable to me, especially due to the fact that you died from Trosius. I brought you back for a number of other reasons as well. Another one, potentially chief of which is, after some time spent with you, I think I am rather fond of you. You're a pretty cool guy most of the time, I would say.
How unfortunate.
I know. I make terrible friends. Third, I think everyone would be upset with me if I didn't do anything to get you back, and I'd rather avoid that. Back to the White Hand. Oh, you mentioned I may end up indirectly killing people. There's nothing I can do about that. I've already done it too many times. The diseases and poisons I know how to make could kill entire cities. I have made many before. They have probably killed more than I could count. That's not a problem. I have gotten over that. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, right now, I am currently feeling multiple emotions, chief of which is anger. I don't like being angry. So I perhaps may have had my judgment clouded. It's hard to tell. I'm still very angry. But right now, I don't really care what you think. I'd rather just get the job done. There are 2 other people that I need to save. Renaya, I think you're next.
The demon I have, I'm mostly in control of, and if I ever get out of control, then she's going to take out the dagger she got from there. I need one of you to make sure to stop it.
I
Done.
vote Tarak again. He seemed
I
to do
hand
all
the
right the
dagger
first
to
time.
Tarak. Perfect. Anything else you want to know, I'm willing to answer, but that is the basic form of it.
Is there any other random thing that would happen? Like, is there any other thing that would seriously come back to bite us? Like, oh, I'm being tracked by a ravenous cow, something that has wings and can shoot fire from its nose. Or, I don't know.
If I kill a certain number of people, I become a demon myself.
That's exactly the type of thing that I'm talking about. We need
There you go.
You need to not do that.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Is this the fault of Malice?
No.
So we shouldn't
Great.
fear whatever he is?
Malice is the one strand of hope I have.
Cool.
Okay. Then Malice is good.
Malice is good.
Okay.
Malice is good. Don't let Renaya kill people. Don't let Renaya turn into a demon. Stop the veil. Mess up Edward's dad.
You're better off fighting
Well-
God. I wouldn't recommend trying to stop the veil.
I already offered to do that at least twice today.
I would rather wager or speak with my father. I still think he would choose a different path if we did the right things, but so
I
if we
agree.
could
I would
stay
rather
away
your
from
father be alive
killing
as
him.
well.
Hey,
Oh,
DM.
Hmm.
How am I doing?
Not good.
Cool.
Oh,
Hey DM, how's Renaya doing?
Like,
Not good.
Like physically or...
She's very tired, and she is struggling to keep going. But you guys can also just tell after being with her for a long time, this is probably the worst she's been emotionally.
Hey,
Uh,
can I see
yeah,
that
okay.
top?
Yeah, here, one sec. Havel's, way ahead of you, bud. Havel's going to take the tarp. He's going to put it over Renaya.
Mhm.
And he's be like, I can carry her, or you can carry her. And you're not saying no to this.
I don't want to say no.
Wonderful. Either or. Rock, paper, scissors.
I'll take it. I've got leg strength for days.
And then so do I. To be fair, before I died, I outran all of you. So,
Okay, we never put it to a race. I want to be clear here.
Do you
I
wanna
never
try
had a
me?
clear objective.
For the
feel
love
like- I
of
don't know.
Malice,
I'm more
somebody
of a
just pick me
sprinter.
up.
I papoose Renaya.
Papoose.
yes.
Papoosing.
Papusig.
currently papoosing. Roll for papoose.
Roll for papus.
The greatest of all verbs.
Roll for paupus.
So,
Can Renaya fall asleep?
um,
I have
You
a very
start to fall
smooth
as-
gait.
you start to fall asleep, but as you do, every single time that you are close to unconsciousness, you begin to hear whispers. As
Renaya, how you doing?
you get
Great.
chastised again, preventing you
You're
from
a
being able to
liar.
fall asleep.
Yeah, I am. Thanks for noticing.
What's going on?
You're in good company.
Oh, the best.
That sounded
No.
more like a lie. Is there something? Can I help with anything?
No, just keep going.
Maybe we should leave her alone. She's kind of been through a lot, Tarak.
That's an insight of 17.
I have a passive insight of infinity.
She's not good. She's
Yeah,
not
she's
good.
not having a good time.
I'm gonna try casting protection from good and evil. See if that helps with anything.
Okay.
Tarak.
Dang.
Look at you casting spells and stuff.
wanna
Who
see
is
this.
this guy?
Interesting.
No,
Okay.
you're
See
thinking
the
of the other
specifics.
paladin. I use my spell slots for spells.
Hey, Smite Knight's gotta happen somehow, bro.
Elemental P, QRST. There it is. Let's see.
Yes, and now we've reached the segment of the show where
Hey,
DJ flips
hey.
through every book he owns.
Now, just remember, recently we set up our Discord. I think the link was already set up in the chat. We've got
Exclamation
people
point,
talking, having a good time.
Theories,
Um,
just talk.
Join
talking.
us. 100%. We also have a merch store. You can find us at www.thepaperdungeon.com. Go to our merch tab. We've got
Someone
hats.
clip this so that way we can like better
Mine's
catalog
dusty.
this
It is a cool
for
hat.
the DJ
I wear it every
flipping
day.
through books montage.
You cast protection against good and evil, and I've already forgotten how long it lasts. It's a minute,
Forever.
10
right?
minutes.
Up to 10 minutes. For the next 10 minutes, your head is silent.
I'm closing my eyes and going to sleep for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Renaya just goes
You-
very still.
Yeah. You cast protection of good and evil, and she almost instantly passes out from exhaustion. And
Great.
you manage to stay asleep for a few hours.
Enough that it's beneficial.
I mean,
Oh.
you could get a short rest if you wanted.
Nice.
Okay.
It doesn't help with exhaustion levels. Anyway, 8 hours.
Yeah. So
But
you guys have.
mine's 4.
Important question. That's
Okay,
a good
yeah, sure.
point.
Yeah.
Really?
What? Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, DJ.
yeah. It's the first nice thing he's done for us in a minute.
Hey! Ow! That hurt. I gave you guys back Havel.
That's actually a good point. I should close my mouth before I
Ouch.
die.
So-
DJ,
yes.
DJ's not the one that's throwing the tantrum. Ryan is.
Important question.
What's up?
So, Ryan passed Ginger off to Edward. How
Yes.
has Ginger been? Because I guess I'm the one that's asking that right now.
Yeah.
She's-
How's our
she's been-
level 20 druid?
How's our favorite little red squirrel?
How's our favorite little wild
She,
shape?
you notice that she's antsy, and she's oftentimes like looking around.
I thought she was a squirrel.
I'm going to go to Louisville and stab you.
Hey DJ, I would like to trade Renaya's soul for Edward's.
Okay.
No, he's not as interesting.
That's
It's
fair,
not as
that's fair.
interesting. She's
sorry,
antsy. She's looking around for Melora. You could assume.
Does she find her?
Oh my
No.
God.
Grant, DJ, I'm gonna answer this one for you. Grant, no, she doesn't.
Oh.
Dang it. Worth a shot.
You know what? We were gonna do this anyway, but we're gonna go on our actual break now, so I can chastise Grant. We'll be back in like 10, maybe 15 minutes. Sorry for double break, guys, but I think we need it this time. You know?
I don't know. I'm doing great.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go on break anyway. All right, we'll be back in a little bit.
Groovy. fingers, though.
All right, and we are back. I went to Louisville. I stabbed Grant. I slapped him around a little bit. I flew back. It was a great trip.
I'm a changed man.
It's true.
Don't
So-
lie.
No more jokes from here on out for the rest of the episode.
That's right. So you guys are slowly making your way back to Catan. As you're going, you've been talking, you've been traveling, but it has now come to the first 8 hours, and you're not quite back to Catan. Do you guys want to take a long rest, or do you want to push it?
Guys, I'm tired.
Push.
Oh, look at Renaya. We will get
Tired.
copyright strike.
It was less than 5 seconds.
We should probably take a rest, take a break.
Fine.
Do we have a
Great.
tent?
I look at
No,
Havel.
I'm 90. I am 90% sure that the lovebirds had that. So
I chuck the tarp off me.
Oh, the tarp. And
Great.
goes,
Do we
So,
want to do?
you-
Do we want to do watches?
up duty. I'll do first watch, I suppose.
Okay. Perfect.
I'll
So
take second.
okay.
do we need a third?
By then, Renaya, I think he'll be up, right? You only sleep for like 4 hours because you're like an elf.
Well,
I can't promise I'm gonna be the best for it.
I don't think I'm going to sleep, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh, great.
So if you guys want to sleep, go on ahead.
Well, I'll sleep then.
Do it, Edward.
Okay.
Well, I'll set up the tarp.
Okay. Perfect.
goodness.
Yeah. You guys set up camp and prepare to have your long rest. Havel, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Let's go, buddy. Perceive.
You know, remember last time I rolled? It was.
Wait, when you die?
Why couldn't you have done this last stream?
Simple. Look, the best way to purify your dice is through death.
That was a nat 20, guys.
Ooh!
I see everything.
Those back, baby.
You can see how dumb your own stance is.
Maybe there is
What's
hope
dumb about my
after all.
stance? It's in proper fencing form. I don't know what you mean.
Nah, your knees bent too far inward.
So you go through and you sit as your comrades pass out in front of you. And you think about the events that have transpired over the last 24 hours. Coming back from the verge of death. Going forward. Going to an interesting place. Only to be trapped in a labyrinth and murdered by what has come to be this group's greatest challenge yet. You then spent a good amount of time with Qatar. You remember demons, devils, a good variety of fiendish people, and chanting and calling and gavels slamming, and then it was an acorn, or the inside of an acorn. And you remember being let out, but different. Now you can only do what you were told, bound to Qatar. And just in the 6 hours that you were there, you remember some of the things that you have already done for him. But you come out of your trance, remembering that you need to focus. You look around, and you can see the countryside. You traveled inland, or not inland, towards the coast, far enough that you can now begin to hear the waves off in the distance. And it's oddly peaceful. Over these last 8 hours, the storm has cleared. And the clouds have broken. And you can see, there's still a few clouds in the night sky, but you can see patches of the sky now. and the stars and the moon. And you were there,
Havel
surrounded by
is-
your friends, and yet by yourself.
Havel's going to take the anti-scry bell. And he's gonna try to put pocket into Renaya's bag.
Okay. Yeah, it's not hard. She is out cold.
Um, Havel's briefly just going to go away from the group, and
Okay.
he sort of closes his eyes, and he hears the waves off in the distance. You're the worst, you know that, right? I can't believe you. And they fell for it, too. You prey on people's desires. I suppose you and I have that in common. I hate to relate to myself. I hate the fact that I can see myself in you. I hope you never find yourself on that seat. Havel's gonna go back and just kind of sit down and start drawing in the dirt.
What? Your 4 hours, your watch comes to an end.
Havel isn't
And
sleeping.
you wake up. Tarak.
Hey,
Tarak is awake.
I think Tarak was
Oh, okay.
Tarak was gonna be the next one.
second shift.
I don't wake him up.
I would have set an alarm if I had the capability to.
You guys have been doing enough traveling that you know subconsciously when you need to do this. So we'll say that you can wake up.
Punk, you can't tell me what to do.
Havel doesn't make an effort. He's just kind of sitting there. He's not planning on sleeping, so
I look up. Hey,
morning.
what is it? It's kind of hard to
No.
tell with the clouds. So
Fuck
how you
it,
doing?
I'm cold. I'm very cold.
I have a tiny bit of cloth that I've been using as a blanket for the past several months. Would that help?
No, I don't think so.
You know, it used to get cold in the desert. At night, got real cold. Sometimes it would freeze. It even snowed a couple of times.
Renaya,
No, I'm Tarak.
okay. Tarak. Renaya said that she, I don't know. Maybe we should have asked if she was born with it, but seems like she's been with that thing for a while. I wonder if it talks to her.
You mean the demon?
Yeah.
I would say probably. How about you? Does Qatar talk to you a whole bunch? Like
No.
mind pen pals?
Not really. I do remember, though. I vaguely remember his smug. I keep replaying the same thing over and over in my head. I remember his smug face My soul was being auctioned off to the many people that wanted it.
I
None good, might I add.
It's actually
None
kind of
good.
funny you said that, because I totally called that.
Yeah, well. Whatever he did to me, I don't like who I am right now. I don't appreciate what he did to me. You brought me back, but at what cost, Tarak?
Well,
I'm not myself anymore. I'm not Havel. I don't know what I am.
okay. What do you want to be?
Nothing.
Nothing
Sort of
in what
want-
way? You just want to stop existing, or
That would be nice.
that's kind of stupid.
Maybe.
I thought you said that you were smart.
I said on paper.
Smart is smart. I'm not smart. Havel, there's another reason that I brought you back. All of the previous were true, but I'm not smart, but I am. I don't even know if I'm actually that strong, really. I'm strong by probably your standards, but from what I've lived around, that's not a very high bar. Um, I brought you back because I'm strong, but I'm not strong enough to carry the weight of two people that I could have saved. Right, Havel? So yes, it's selfish, but it's the way that things are. Now you have a couple of choices, a couple of decisions you can make. I know right now I have a very, very set purpose. It has always been that ever since I have met the people in this group. I'm going to protect them, I'm going to keep them safe, and it doesn't matter the cost of what that takes from me. So, as I see it, we are going to go, we're going to talk to Lotta, we're going to enter into the vault below the island. We're going to find something there that will help us. Then we're going to probably go to the desert, maybe. If we don't go to the desert, we think that will take too much time, we're going to go to Athala. I'm probably going to do something that I personally never thought that I would ever do. Most likely, I'm going to make several deals with people that I'm not going to like. After that happens, we're going to save Cather and Melora. We're going to put an end to Prosius, however that may be, whether it be through someone killing him or some other way that we just haven't found yet. Then we're going to deal with the next issue. We're going to deal with Qatar. And if there's someone else that we need to deal with, I'm going to deal with them. I'm not going to stop until every single one in this party is exactly where and who they are meant to be. And that includes you. That includes Renaya. Edwards is honestly doing pretty alright for himself. I think that he can manage. It includes Melora, it includes Cather. It doesn't matter what deals I make to get to the end goal. Because if those deals put you in any danger, I'm going to deal with that later. It is not me being boastful. It is just the way of things. It is who I am.
You care too much, Tarak.
Maybe. But it is who I choose to be. Who you choose to be is up to you. What I need is your choice as well. I use the term gulrendas. It means ghost in the common tongue. It means much more than orc. Those ghosts for the orcs, they're normally, well, they're even more outcast than normal. They are alone. But because of that, they can do things that a tribe normally couldn't. If we're going to save Catherine Melora, which, if you aren't Havel anymore, maybe you don't care about. But I need a ghost.
It was all an act. Everything. At least at first. It really was all an act. I got cozy with Melora and Cather because they were strong. I could tell just by looking at them. Now, strong-headed, yes, and a little bit annoying, but they were strong. I told you all what you wanted to hear. You wanted a friend, I was your friend. You wanted a comrade. I spoke of protecting you to the very end. Up until about... I don't know. I could probably count the days in my two hands. I was planning on the first sight of Brasius to run. The first sense of danger. I was going to leave. You all keep caring about me.
We are annoyingly likable.
I hate that quality.
I
that
know.
It's terrible.
Have you seen Edward?
I don't...
Like, why would anyone like him?
Listen, I offered to boot him very early on, and all of you all said no. So
But all of us said no. Literally all of us. What is the chat? Not one of us was like, guys, maybe he's terrible.
Listen, I was all for abandoning him in Athala, but Melora would have had my head.
I probably would have too, and I don't even know why. And I don't even do the head thing anymore. I stopped that like 1 year ago. 2 years ago, technically.
I digress. I didn't care about you guys, but you guys kept caring about me. And it, honest to God, tore me up. I fought with Melora so much. And now she might be dead.
No, she's not dead.
You're right, she
probably in extreme pain right now.
Much to their dismay, if she ever gets out of her shackles, I'm sure she'll tear everything in a
Honestly,
10-mile
I
radius
half expect that if we just don't do anything, she will single-handedly kill Prosius and every single person underneath his guise.
Catherine should
Honestly,
be very
she probably
concerned right now.
She probably got captured on purpose. We were probably slowing it down.
Mm-hmm. It was her grandiose plan to kill them from the inside out, right?
Exactly, it's like poison. Vicious, murderous poison with a bow and arrow.
Tarak, you keep
jump and climb up walls.
sidetracking.
It may or may not be purposeful. You know, you're not the only one who's lied to everyone here about what they think and how they feel. You know how many times I've lied to the elves? You think that I don't know how long an elf lives? I know elves probably better than elves do. I've been raised since literally birth. Like, literally, we are born, and then they give us a weapon. And it is for the explicit purpose of killing elves. I have held back the things that I know ever since I have met you, because that is what I have been trained to do. It is better the enemy not know what you know. It's easier to kill them that way.
That's why I stayed. I told you I was planning on running, and I didn't. I saw the fear in everyone's eyes. I saw how much resolve was built up in everyone. I mean, Cathro alone, he put on quite a show before he was outright snuffed out like a candle. I mean, that he did not go out without a swing or two.
He irritates me.
Well, I was planning on running. Ironically, even when I was free, I still chose to stay put.
I think you severely undervalue your abilities. Have I ever told you that?
I'm not capable of much, Tarak.
You see,
I'm not a doctor.
I think that is a stupid standpoint. This is what I'm talking about. Ooh, I can't do a whole lot. You know what? Look at that. You see over there? That sword? That's your sword? I'm pointing at your sword right now. You see your sword?
Sure.
What does your sword do?
Occasionally poke into people's arteries.
Mm-hmm. So it can do one thing. Sometimes it, like if it hits something that's soft, it pierces it.
Occasionally.
That's one thing.
If I will it so, yes.
No, if I stand it straight up on the ground, and then just push something into it, it'll do the same thing. Does one thing, one single thing. You know what that one thing can change? An infinite number of things. And frankly, it's a lot easier to do those things when you're holding it. Not to mention, you are incredibly observant. I've heard the call-outs. I very rarely get them, but I've heard them. Out there, you're like, stab him on the left. I'm like, why would you stab him on the left? I wouldn't stab him on the left.
You're never in trouble. I never find it necessary to...
Oh, I'm not. I don't feel bad that you never point things out for me. I'm just saying, I don't see the things you see. Like, Renaya, Melora, they've got those ears that hear the things. You got the eyes. Like, you see things. Not to mention, they're frankly piercing right now. Like, whew.
Right. Wow. Thank you, Tarak. I'm sorry.
It's all right. But can you do it?
Do what?
Can you be my ghost? Can you walk the shadows, even when you're alone. The stories they tell about the ghosts back home, they're kind of similar to your veil, come to think of it.
Honestly, at this point, there's a part of me that believes that the veil might just not be real. But
That would be incredibly convenient if it wasn't.
But there are too many political figures that have died without, I guess, much of a ruckus for me to think that. Alright. Havel's going to go pick up his sword.
If you do anything like stab yourself and pledge in blood, I'm going to be very upset. A simple yes or no would suffice.
No, I'm not going to do that. No, I don't have a... The ceremonious blood oaths don't necessarily mean anything. I swore myself to the ledger. And now look at me. It's mainly for dramatics.
I thank you. Oh.
Well, partially. Some people in my line of work really do take that seriously. But Havel's going to kneel and just kind of bow. It's like, I can do this much. You have my services.
Good to hear. Clap him on the back.
Havel falls over.
Wow. You need to work on your upper body strength, your core.
You're very strong.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you ever get trapped in lava rock again,
I'm
we're
telling
going to
you
need to
this,
solve that problem.
Rinny kicked me once, and I'm pretty sure my ribs are still
Have you ever
dislocated.
wondered if we're not strong, you are just partially made of helium?
Tarak, I'm very hot. Heat tends to rise.
That's fair. I was so surprised when I saw how large your head was that you didn't just float away.
That's entirely fair. I think the horns weigh me down.
It makes you step light.
Yeah.
What we need. Anyway, we should probably, actually keep watch.
No, what you mean? We're on an open field. What's gonna sneak up on us?
And it's at this moment, I'm just kidding.
The veil arrives and stabs Havel
Black
in the neck.
dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
All of our enemies at once. Prazius shows up. Is
Renaya and Edward still conked out?
If you
Edward
look
is
over,
sleepy.
you see Renaya staring straight up.
Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
How
Did
am
we
I
wake you?
doing, DM?
Slightly better. Out of on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being bad. No, we'll go with 1 being bad because why not?
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
You're at a 3. You were at a 2. Now you're a 3, maybe a 4. You're still not pinnacle. Hey, I just got Samuel back, Renaya.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not quite as low. Probably a 3 or a 4.
Okay. Better.
That's good.
How's the
So bad at you,
veins situation? I do doctor checkup stuff.
Just hold my arms up.
Okay. She is slowly beginning to get some color back. She's still... You... Looking over it, it's not that she is just appearing to be malnourished. She's actually gone. She's lost a lot of her body mass. And it's going to take a long time to get a lot of that back, through just natural means. But health-wise, her lungs are working, her heart's working, the blood is pumping. You can see it, but she's beginning to get some of that color
That's not
back.
Looks like you're improving. That's good. Because frankly, you looked terrible.
And she's gonna get up and is gonna kind of just walk out and go set up her ritual.
It's still raining.
It's
No,
fine.
it's not.
Oh, it's not raining.
It's not
You're
raining a while
free
ago.
to do whatever.
Before Renaya leaves, Alvin's gonna go, hey, one really quick thing.
What?
He's gonna stand up and he's gonna walk up to her. He's going to give her a hug. He's gonna pull away. He's gonna flick her forehead. And just go, you and I are going to have a very serious discussion later.
That hurt a lot more than you think it does.
Good.
Please
That's
stop
fine.
injuring my patient.
She'll be fine. You're a tough girl. Now, like I said, you and I are going to have a very serious conversation later. I don't know how much of that you heard between me and Tarak.
I heard everything.
Good. Good. Very good. That saves me a lot of time.
It does.
Avril, can you make sure that this time when you have a serious conversation with Raya, you don't yell at her and then...
I'm not going to yell at her, but I will state my piece.
That's great. Renaya, feel free to hit him at any point in time.
Please
I
do.
know.
You might
Can
miss your
I-
opportunity.
Am I okay to go now?
Yeah, what's the deal with your rituals? What is that?
It's what lets me stay in control.
Oh, in that case, yes, you should probably go.
Yeah.
As you go, Ginger leaves Edward and begins prancing over to you and crawls up your back side of your leg and then up onto your shoulder to go with you for the ritual.
Hi, Ginger.
So she can learn the true ways of darkness.
I'm gonna kind of like cover my
Stories
hands
of
while we
Dark
do
Knight
it
is
Okay.
and pet her.
Yeah.
Heard the stories of Darth Renaya the Wise.
It's not a story that I would have
It's
told
not a
you.
story the ledger would tell you.
So,
Of course
Renaya,
not.
you go through your rituals. Edward, you wake up,
Okay.
and you guys have a bright, cheery morning. There's a little bit of dew on the grass. The sky is nice and blue. The clouds have gone away. There's kind of that after the rain smell. There's lots of little bugs flying about. You know, there's flowers blooming. It's a great day.
Man, it's a great day.
It really is. It doesn't feel fitting. It feels strange.
It's good traveling weather. We should get on the move.
Could we make some tea first?
Nope.
We even have tea?
I have some.
You have to?
Yes, you would have tea.
We
Is
don't
it
have time for
soaked?
tea.
Just eat it as it is. Let's go.
Not eating my tea, but
Our
Just
friends
munch on the
are
leaves.
in danger. We are on it. What do you not understand about speed?
okay, we can go.
Ondale.
So you guys quickly pack up camp and begin making your way
Ah.
up northwest again. And only about an hour later, you come upon the destroyed town of Katin. Most of the buildings have either been burned or broken down. You can see Lada's house, or the remains of Lada's house. As you go through the town, the small water fountain at the center of town is still, or not the water fountain, it's a tree. The tree is still there. It's intact. Although the marks of decay that were there from when Prazius visited Melora, there's now multiple of them. It seems as though Prazius needed a little snack, we'll say.
Rose.
Yeah,
Look,
But as
everyone's
you guys-
gotta eat.
everyone's got to eat. You guys make your way over to Lada's house and see the burned ruins of her house. The stump in the back. You can see the porch, which is actually somewhat and still decent. I say decent, it's not fallen over. There's the rocking chair that Marv sat in that is burned and scorched, but still intact.
Well, yeah, it's dwarven carving.
That's right.
Go.
Could stand up to a little fire. Well, we should
And-
probably get going towards the island.
Do you think they did this looking for us?
I think they did it because they are not nice people.
Well, should we look around? See, Renaya, do you know of anything that maybe we should look for while we're here?
I eye the rubble of the house. See if
Sorry, what are you looking for? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if there was like anything of Lada's that is in the rubble of it that is at all salvageable.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Can I help?
Sure.
I'm
I'm
helping
going
you.
to scan for the boat.
Woo! Okay.
Tarak, you don't see a boat.
Oh,
That's a 22 for investigation.
Yeah, you start going through it, and most of it is just random junk and knickknacks that she's collected. She's very much like a middle-aged mom who just doesn't really throw things away. She just kind of puts them in corners and then never touches them again. But
That's a harsh.
She made a dragon.
but you don't find anything of value. As you sift through where her room would have been, most of the stuff that's there isn't valuable. It's just random stuff, and it seems like the things that you would be looking for either are completely destroyed, or they were taken. You can't tell.
Everybody. There's nothing.
EDM, how long was the boat ride to the island?
About, let's see, what did I say, 4 hours?
4 hours. Can you tell Lotta that we're at Katin?
Yeah.
Maybe there's no boat.
Right. And I'll write to her.
Okay. Oh. Crap. Okay. Right. About that. Okay, I'll be back soon.
Okay. Heart.
Little heart.
well, I guess we're just waiting then.
Do we for sure need to go back to the island?
I mean, nothing is for sure. I think that if we want right now, do any of us feel confident in our ability to, even with all of us combined, defeat Prosius and his armies?
That's a solid no from me.
I concur.
Do all of us agree or feel confident in our ability to kill 3 guardians?
Yes.
Without Catherine Melora?
Yes,
I don't
without
know.
Catherine Melora. Without the paladin that hits ridiculously hard and the ridiculously capable elf that shoots arrows
That
like
doesn't miss
sneezing.
at all, ever. Not
never
once.
misses.
And her
If
arrows just
he-
go like straight through things. It's rather
It's
annoying.
like have you ever seen that movie that like Play Courage? You know about the English girl? I don't know.
I love that one. My father and I used to watch it all the time.
She's
You
very
ever
good at
seen that
archery.
movie.
I'm just kidding. My father never took me to do anything.
Yeah, well,
Boo.
jokes aside, seriously, do we feel confident in being able
If the other 3 guardians are like the last one, I literally rode that one into the ground, so I think we'll be fine.
Perhaps we
Also,
could be a little
did
bit
no
more
one notice
strategic.
I fought a demon for 6 hours?
Yes, I saw that track.
You
It was
didn't
quite
win,
impressive.
We'll be fine. I kind of won.
Renaya's
He
still
definitely
alive.
won.
Yes.
But
You
the-
think I was trying to kill Renaya? Of course not.
I feel like you probably ended up more bruised than she did.
I actually was entirely unscathed. After
Have a-
fighting 10 gods and a knight.
It was quite impressive.
I'm
I can
pretty
vouch
good
for
at
him.
what I do, I'm not gonna lie.
Sometimes he would shout things in Orcish, and I didn't understand. But other than that, it was quite impressive.
Do we ever understand when he shouts in Orcish?
No, I would hope not. If you knew Orcish, I would be very concerned as to who taught you. Anyway, how's
So,
Lotta coming?
She's about, she's probably left the coop by now. About 6 hours later.
Ah,
Lada
I
would
mean,
show
in the
up.
meantime, I could have talked to Renaya, but it's fine.
I never thought I'd say
You
this,
guys
but
are
I
welcome to
actually
do that.
miss
Dude,
Cather.
Yeah, what do you do in the 6 hours?
Oh no. We're trying to make this concise. Okay. Really, can I talk to you for a moment?
First.
No.
Edward, come over here.
Okay.
I'm very mad at you. I'm not going to yell, but I'm very mad at you. I promised Tarak I wasn't going to yell.
I know.
Namir told me once that I need to use more I feel statements. So
That's good.
I'm going to try that. I feel frustrated because you put yourself in danger for me. Redact. Unnecessary danger for me. You don't have to use I feel statements. You can just retort if you want.
I don't have a good outcome.
What do you mean?
Whatever way I decide to walk down, I don't have a good outcome.
Didn't you tell me something like a while back ago? I forgive me if I'm wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. There's a thing that you started to convince me of, and I'm starting to think that maybe you're just full of it. Oh, sorry. That came out with way more venom than I was expecting.
No, let it go.
I thought you were the prime example that you don't have to be what you were born to be. You know, we can forget all about Cather's destiny.
I don't have to be, but that doesn't change my end.
And where do you end?
I end up taking its place.
Can you be more specific? I'm sorry. I don't know. I want to understand.
I was born with this demon.
Okay.
It's called a Ninthful.
Okay.
What it is it's an incomplete demon. It's latched onto me.
Me too.
To try to corrupt me. To turn me into it so it can become its full self.
And when you die?
When I die, I become it. Granted, that is if I kill the way it wants me to.
Okay. Well, there are powerful magics. What if there was a way that we could purge you of this creature?
Like what?
I don't know. Your dragon dearest split the world in two.
And yet he didn't help me.
Did he know? I don't.
I've had this forever.
Okay, fair. Did you ask him for help?
What do you think Lotta does every day?
Okay. So maybe he's just selfish, or not. I don't know.
There isn't some pretty bow to tie this up with. At least I got you back, and I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted, but I don't regret it.
I didn't deserve to come back. I lied to you.
Yeah, and I lied to all of you.
You lied about something that you couldn't control. I lied because I wanted something out of you.
You're not the first.
And that doesn't make me feel any better.
It shouldn't. Because frankly, Havel, I'm mad at you too. Did you mean it?
Mean what?
You promised me that you would do everything to make sure I lived a long and fruitful life. Did you mean that, or was that just part of the show?
I don't know. I think at the time, maybe a little. But I'm going to be honest with you, I think especially leading up to that last fight, that last encounter with Prosius, I would give anything to make sure that you lived a joyful life. That you all lived a joyful life.
And what do you have to prove that that's true now?
All I can really offer is my efforts moving forward. Nothing that I can say means anything.
I really believed you. I really did. I'm starting to think I'm listening to the wrong side.
I'm sorry you had to meet me. I wish I could have stayed locked up in Morencia. You all are a very beautiful light in a very dim world. I can tell you right now, with every fiber of my being, as long as I breathe, I will protect you. Now, that being said, who knows how well that will go?
I don't mean protected.
Fine. I'll be there for you then. whether you like it or not. You're gonna be like a fungus. Or like a really bad rash. You guys wanted me back, I'm here. Why did you want me back so badly?
Because I really love you. I love all of you. And you're the one who told me that I needed to keep believing that I could save everyone. And if I was going to save anyone, it was going to be you.
I gotta really learn to shut up.
If it's just gonna keep being lies, then yes.
That's fair. Tell you what. If I lie again, you can cut out my tongue yourself.
Shut up.
What
Is
do you
everything
want from me?
okay? I heard something about a rash and a tongue.
I'm being dramatic again, don't worry about it.
Are you sure no one needs medical attention?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Tarak, shut up. They're trying to talk over there.
Well, I know, but if one of them has a medical emergency, then
Well, that's fair, but really now? In the middle of their conversation?
Look, it could be pressing. On the tongue is a very difficult rash to get rid of.
Well, in that case, go ahead. Can't argue with that logic.
Anyways.
You're doing great. Keep going.
Shh.
Rini. I've only ever really said this once, and it was to a girl that I failed. You heard me mention her name a couple of times. Her name was Namira. If you ever see her, walk the opposite direction. And you'll know it's her because she's probably the only drow that you'll ever see that has one arm. Unlikely that you will, though. I think she's locked up in one of the deepest dungeons in Norencia. But I only have one more thing to say, and it's, what do you need from me? What can I do? I want nothing more than to help you all. To prove to you that I love you all. I'm mad because this is the third time now that I've put you all in danger. It's a frustrating recurrence. I tend to have very bad luck, it seems. I just don't want bad things to happen to good people. And you're all more than good. Come again, dying tiefling ears.
I'm not a good person.
Why is that? Look me dead in the eyes and tell me why you're not a good person.
37 people. 37 people died at my hands.
That's child numbers. Am I a good person?
Havel,
Be honest to me. Am I a good person?
I killed them.
Be honest to me. Am I a good person? Do you
I
think I'm a good
killed
person?
them because I wanted to kill them for nothing, but just because I wanted to.
Do you think I didn't want to kill the people that I killed? I did it out of greed.
You constantly say you're not a good person. I am no better than you.
Then why is this a contest?
It's not a contest. You make it a contest. I'm trying to give you a view. You keep saying I'm a good person. I don't feel like it. I have a voice in my head that constantly tells me I'm not. And then I find out you don't even know if you meant what you said.
Havel takes out a dagger and he presses it to his palm and he goes, "I will do this. I
Why?
will do this again. I know.
Why?
I want you to. No,
what?
no. Here,
why are you
hear me
doing
out.
this? Isn't even.
Hear-
You
hear me out.
stop!
No,
I'm
no,
grabbing
hear
the
me out.
dagger out
No,
of his
no.
hand.
I told Tarak I wouldn't.
I'm going to
Try me.
grab it.
Try
Okay,
me. Try me.
Contesting sleight of hand.
Try me. Can I just acrobatics away?
Just does backflips.
Just do a backflip.
Damn it.
Either way, that's a nat 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I rolled an 8.
Times are a changing
I am-
for the
I am-
tiefling boy.
I am taller than you. It's a 26. I am taller than you.
Punch him in the gut.
You're
Yeah,
stronger than
I'll
me.
do
Go
that.
for it.
All right, roll the hit.
All right, Havel, this is your second character.
Non-lethal damage, please.
Can I make a constitution check to make sure that I can hold on to the dagger?
Flex those sexy abs, tiefling
That's
boy.
right.
Can I flex my
You
washboard abs?
You don't need to make a constitution check.
A 17.
Okay, does that hit?
Oh, I think it just barely hits.
Nice. All right, so it's 1 plus your strength modifier.
Yep, that's 3.
Yeah, you take 3 points of damage as Renai just gut punches you.
Okay.
Can I grab
You
the
go-
dagger now?
Yay!
I will allow
Advantage.
one more check. There's no advantage or anything like that.
That's another natural 20.
That's another 8.
I'm not even
Oh
joking.
my God.
DJ, you can come over here.
Is
and
that
look.
3 in a row?
That's 3 in a row.
Is that? Where was this when you died?
It's literally another 8.
Literally,
That's amazing.
you punch him in the stomach, go for the dagger, he's juggling. He's like, oh, I can't touch the dagger.
Where was this last week?
This is the dice making up for everything they've done to you.
Look, all it took was 3 favors and 2 souls.
And 2 souls.
The dice
I
Way
put
to
them all back
purify
in their
those dice.
pouches.
Right.
I think they liked being home again.
You get gut punched, but this isn't the first time that you've been gut punched to try and be disarmed. And so you're like, out of instinct, you're like, ugh, and like pull back just a little bit. And Renaya, you're close. You get your hand on it, but he pulls away just in time.
Stop it. Ah.
Sorry I punched you.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
Exactly. So my statement still stands. Do you need me to make a blood oath? Because I will
No!
make a blood oath with the 9 if I have to.
What did we talk about, blood oath, Savile?
Silence, Orc! As I was saying.
I have a name.
It down.
I'm sorry, Tarak. Renaya's being mean.
I'm
This is
being
a change.
mean.
This is a change of pace, and I like it.
Punched me. Of course you're being mean.
You freaking freaking more gonna do a little blood oath thing. That's me.
freaking asked you what you wanted me to do.
That's not what I asked. I didn't ask for anything.
What do you need from me?
I don't.
How can I prove myself to you?
I don't
You're the one
know.
that brought me back.
I just need you.
There's not much left of me.
I don't care.
Blast it all. There's nothing left. Guitar took he took everything that made me me, really. I can feel it. My bones are cold. I mean, look at me.
You
I
gotta
have-
look cool.
I have claws and like sharp teeth.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm like a weird raccoon or something. I don't know, with horns.
Raccoons are cool.
No, are they though? Are they really?
They got lots of stripes and spots. Little
I'm
hands.
sorry.
No, go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Say it again.
you're fine. You're fine. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have left. Not with so many things unsaid and undone.
Are you doing better?
Yeah, I think.
That's good.
One sec. Helma's going to give Renaya a hug.
Gives a big hug back, and while she does it, it's going to do cure wounds.
Aw.
Are you casting a spell right? Why are you? No.
Too late. You get 6 points back.
Yeah, well, that's more than enough.
Got him.
Yeah,
So-
take that. Reverse damage.
Wait, I have 3 requests for
Oh
Next
God!
back.
Wow.
What are they?
One request. Could Tarak and I make rolls to see how well I teach him chess? Second request. Can Tarak and I roll contesting rolls
From the one that's lost twice.
to see who wins a game of chess? 3. Third request. This is for DJ and the entity that is the Paper Dungeon that runs the stream. Can we have battle music during these rolls?
Tarak, are you
Omnipotent
interested
force.
in learning chess?
Can you provide?
I'm down with anything. It's going to be pretty half-hearted because I'm
One more
also
thing,
attempting to
one more
listen into the
thing.
conversation.
One more thing.
Yes. All right. What's up?
Once they let go of the hug. Okay, there is one thing. I don't know what's true anymore. Will you just promise to be always honest? With me, at least.
Really, I don't plan on lying anytime soon. I think I'm over it.
Okay, but I asked if you would make a promise.
But of course, and Avo's going to bow and stick out his pinky.
Okay.
So, on to the things that won't break our hearts. So, go ahead and roll a
Wait.
track.
Wait. If the Paper Dungeon entity says it's okay, the battle music is going. All right, Edward.
Calm down. We're good.
Edward
Track,
looks-
go ahead and make a intelligence check to
Edward
see how well
looks
you
to
pick up
Tarak
chess.
and says, "The game is called chess. and then he begins explaining. Do I have to roll
called
this
chest?
kit? Chess. Chess.
I'm not too hot with the letters.
Just listen. And he teaches him.
Roll an intelligence check.
Everything, Dad.
Tarak, just watch. Don't worry. Edward's
7.
elven opening is trash.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, this is great. This is awesome.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you guys spend a little bit of time going over chess. Tarak, he's saying a lot of things. And he's
Uh-huh.
talking kind of like fairly fast, going through strategy. Like there's a lot of pieces. Each one has their own thing that they move. There's a
And then
board.
you-
He's talking about like E9, like different
Okay,
things.
Okay.
And a lot of it, probably about half of it's going over your head.
Uh-huh. And this is called a... It's called a rook?
There's
It's
a
a-
rook. There's a horsey. There's a king. There's a queen.
Wait,
There's
call it a
Is there a
horsey?
horsey?
It's called a
Oh.
knight, but I learned it as horsey from my mother.
No wonder that he kept losing.
What is that supposed to mean?
I
Are you trying to say that
dropped
women
my
can't play
D20.
chess? What are you trying to say right there?
And this is called a lawn. And there's a whole bunch of them. And they don't move real fast.
Not lawn, pawn.
It's a pawn.
Pawn. My D20 is gone forever.
Okay. Do you have another one?
No.
Okay, I'll roll for
I'll roll for you.
No, I'll roll for it. I got it. All right, Trebek,
Uh-huh.
we're going to play a game of chess.
I'm so excited.
Okay. Oh, you
Oh,
found
he
it?
found it.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, go ahead and roll 3 intelligence checks.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I'm so good
If you
at
see him looking at
intelligence.
the ceiling, he's cheating.
So the first one's a natural 20. Second one's a natural 20. The third one's a 19.
Okay, well, I rolled 2 19s and a 12, so 21, 21, and
Okay.
15.
Okay, all right, cool. This is all I need to know.
dude, Edward
21,
just got
21, and
Wait,
20.
oh,
Wait,
cool.
hold on. Wait, how does Tarak not have disadvantage if he only understood half of what I taught him?
Because this is more fun.
Why does Edward ever win?
You're so bad at strategy, dude.
Oh my god. Tarak, no, don't do that. That means that
So,
my knight.
As you guys are playing, Edward, you do one move, and then Tarak does the perfect move to counter the entire strategy. Just in one move, to counter the entire strategy that you were setting up.
Dude,
So you're
he put
scrambling.
you.
You now have to rethink your whole strategy.
He put pressure against your knights. He checked your queen. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, it was like
You then,
I was retaliating well,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, you guys were playing great. It was a close game. Havel, halfway
check.
through, you guys finish your conversation, and you go over and you start watching, and you're like, you go over and you're like, oh, okay, and you start coaching Tarak. You're like, oh, you're gonna want to do this, and then Tarak does a better
Shut up.
move. And you're like,
God,
okay,
hold
well,
on.
that was pretty good. All right, you go. She goes to do one more move. You go to tell him to do the next move, and he does a different move that's even better. And at this point, you're just like, okay, all right. After about 10 minutes, Tarak, you're like, check, checkmate.
yeah.
Fine. Like, beginner's luck, anyways.
So
You
like,
weren't listening to a thing I was saying.
Tarak-
these
Tarak pulls it.
guys are your shield bearers.
Yes,
then you
kind of. I
have-
guess you could think about it that way.
Well, you have your breacher that moves in the, and then you also have your fodder on the front. So basically, this is just a scale model of war.
Yes, actually, it
Yes,
is.
yes. It's about strategy and wit.
That's why you lost. I'm an orc. We're kind of the best at this.
Oh,
there-
okay.
exactly, there was-
Okay.
there-
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't
mean-
know. He did just win.
Yes, but
I like the horsey.
I mean,
thanks.
yes,
Sometimes you get lucky. Okay.
one of apparently the most powerful
a lot of
pieces
almost
on the
here-
board. I would pretty
I'm
much
sick of
represent it
chess.
as something close to a distiller. but-
Tarak. That's not. Is
You're
Lada
pretty
almost
good
here?
though.
I know. I've been playing my whole life.
So,
Did he just?
You guys go
so,
through
So
and
let me get this
continue
straight.
to
He made it an 8.
yes. So, you guys go through, continue with some of your banter, and after another 4 hours, Lada finally arrives on shore. and that's where we're going to end tonight's stream with a lot of coding in on shore. You guys have finished up with this little leg of the journey and can prepare for the next part.
We've done quite literally nothing but yell at each other.
Yes.
It's like early
Yeah,
episodes.
exactly.
We raised you from the dead.
Yeah.
Havel.
No, that was pointless.
I punch him.
Out of game,
Video
I would like
punches
to punch Havel.
Yes.
It's fine.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come by next week. There will be some more changes to the setup and all that good stuff. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. Also, like I said, be on the lookout for new content coming out. I promise it's going to come out sometime soon. We swear.
And you know a really good way to keep track of the content that we put out?
I
If
know.
you're in our Discord, you can hear all these things are sent straight to your phone so fast, so simple, so reliable.
You can
also talk with
be a
us.
part of the
Hey,
conversation.
Did you say Discord?
The Discord. And you know what? I bet you right now it's probably being, if not already, sent
I
to the
already
chat.
did.
Oh,
Yes.
I
I'm on
figured someone was on it.
You're the rules
can also-
lawyer.
you can also-
I'm the Discord lawyer.
Okay.
You can
yeah.
also
Yes.
watch things
Yeah,
like,
sure. You
like
can have
a
that.
playlist that I made for Havel, and it's only really like 30 minutes, but it's 30 minutes of straight slaps.
100%.
true.
You can listen to sadness.
It's
Because
true.
he died, remember?
Yeah, he was dead.
That was the thing that happened. And now I'm not.
Thanks.
I'm alive.
All of your artwork that you had planned about dead Havel, can't do it anymore.
Can't do it
I
anymore.
mean, you can still do it.
You
Keep
can't
calling
still
you
do
out.
it. Because you can post it in our art section of our
Art section. Wait, did you say Discord?
Discord.
Discord.
Okay. All right.
Discord.
Now we're getting annoying. Please go check out the
Hi.
Discord. We love you guys. Come back next week. Be on the lookout for more content. All of the above. Good luck, Godspeed. We'll see you next time, Dungeoneers. We love
So
you
You
guys.
close.
nailed
So
that. That
long.
was the first nail.
So it's
Oh,
good
man.
luck and Godspeed.
I hope we're
But
like to play.
this not okay.
You will
You
not.
are cute.
you asked for this. What do you mean?
What?
Hannah and Drew are saying
still
hi to the
cute.
stream right now.
Oh,
Hello,
hi
stream.
guys. Everyone is,
Yeah.
Hannah and Drew can say hi. They're here the whole time. So
They're saying
as you're
hi.
still here.
You can be chilling in the Discord.
Okay,
it,
we just
cut it,
wanted you
get
guys
us
to
out,
see
get
that
us
Hannah
out.
and Drew are still here because they love
They
you
were here
guys.
the
We didn't
whole
kick them out of the
time.
group.
They
Straight
saw everything.
hoggers in the Discord, guys.
Yeah.
Hoggers. Game on. Good
All right,
luck,
now we're actually-
Godspeed.